with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Because my daughter's graduating at 9 a.m. Yeah,
One of those classic 9 a.m.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Why? What is that?
So, again, why do you have to leave early?
She's graduating at 9 a.m.
Oh, you're going?
I
mean, it is Friday.
It is. Right? Do you think it'd be weird?
Oh, do it from the graduation.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
hang on, everybody.
Call in. I could just go up there and do a live show.
Yeah.
Oh, live for my kid's graduation. That'd be great. I'm sure she would super love that
welcome
too.
Your guest speaker, Carmichael Dave.
We have been. Oh, how funny would that be if someone ever asked me to do one of them like commencement speeches? Oh boy, that'd be ugly. Kids, I don't know what you're going through.
You're doing it differently than I did.
Doing a lot differently than I did. I was a big dumb dropout. So good luck and have fun spending your parents' money for the next 4 years.
5,
6. And don't be doing all that either, and then end up, not there's anything wrong with delivering pizzas. I delivered pizzas, but don't be doing all that.
I delivered pizzas.
Yeah, so did I. I'm just saying,
pizzas.
But did you go to like a 4-year expensive university? Like, I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
You go to like a 4-year super expensive university.
Pizza State.
Yeah, and by the way, and not let me be clear, not because like I get it. If you like go to a 4-year university, it's you're trying to get into, and there's no like it's a super competitive field, and you're doing that to make ends meet. Hey, like shout out, hustle, respect the hell out of you. I'm talking about the ones that are like, I don't want to do that anymore. I majored in that, but I don't know. And also,
college is where you find yourself.
Yeah,
so maybe that's where you don't want to go.
But you got to find yourself.
That's where you lose yourself.
Right, like Eminem.
Yeah,
he did a song about it.
Did he?
Yeah. And then I don't know. Maybe this is just being lame. But I also don't understand. Like, don't you kind of again, no experience in this. Don't you like the ones that go to who was it? Well, I certainly won't say who, and I'm not going to be that specific because I super don't want her family to find out. My daughter has a friend, let's just put it that way, who's going to a really good school. But then this isn't her major, but it's like the equivalent is she's going to because she wants to write about dead languages. She's going to learn, and then she wants to write and do theses on dead languages and teach about it.
That's cool.
Yeah, but then there's also a coin flip in 10 years. She's going to be like, I can't find a job. Nobody wants me
teach.
Right, if there's that job somewhere. And that's because I only say that because she mentioned that. She's like, might be a struggle. It's a very niche
my God,
thing.
just get into the system. Make, consume.
If you're going to have that output for college, then otherwise just go to, and this is all respect to the other, go to Sierra, go to ARC, go to
learn dead languages.
But what I'm saying is, why are you spending, or excuse me, why are your parents spending, or why are you getting into debt $400,000, $300,000, $200,000 to learn dead languages at a job that's a dead end job? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is It's an investment, but like have some.
Jeez.
What's the G's?
That's not what college is.
What is college?
College is to go to school to find out what you want to do. Maybe that's something you want to do is learn about dead languages and talk about dead languages and teach others about it.
Fine, but it's also should be an investment.
No.
What do you mean no?
It's become an investment now.
Okay, but let's not get lost in the argument as to whether or not college should be this expensive. We're on the same page. Let's not cross those arguments. I'm saying that's how it is. If you're entering that world and you're going to spend that money or have that money spent for you or take on that amount of debt,
then why even offer the classes?
I hear you. Unless you're if you're in a situation where your parents or you are so well off that you can afford it, great. But if you're going into $250,000 in debt, whether it's you or your parents, and you're just like, I'm just going to do the thing, and I don't know. And there's a good chance I may not even do the thing when I get out. I might do some other thing, maybe that I have to go back to college. Well, then I'm saying that don't go to a college that's that expensive. There's other alternatives out there is all I'm saying. If you need to be, if you're a doctor, lawyer, specialized to where education, like
why become a doctor? You're going to be going into debt for $600,000-$700,000 and never get out of it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know too many doctors. Maybe this is bad. Maybe I don't know that many doctors then, but I actually don't know a single doctor that I've ever met that is struggling.
Oh,
in debt.
Oh, there are a lot of doctors struggling.
I'm sure you're right. I just haven't met any of them.
Okay.
Most of the doctors I know are on their way to Maui, have a pretty nice car and a house, and are doing really good. Like
Good for them.
That's what I'm saying. Good for them. So you've got these specialized majors. And it's like, is it wrong for me to say you might want to have a little bit of strategy if you're going into an expensive college and understand that what I'm getting into, what's going to be my world after I graduate, and am I going to be able to be
even if you plan all that
sustained?
doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
I no argument. Can we not agree that having a strategy beforehand won't hurt you, might help you? Might be nice to talk to some people in the field that have gone into that same thing. Hey, what's your life like? Would you do it all over again? That's all I'm saying. Have some strategy. Have some, have some foresight.
More times than not,
yeah.
Someone's 17 or 18, and that strategy will change about 4 times. If not more.
That I totally get, dude. Mine did.
Yeah.
I wasn't I wasn't in college or nothing, but I didn't end up sure as hell didn't end up doing what I thought I was going to do.
Race car driver.
No, can never do that.
Dead language teacher.
Hey, I know Aramaic. That's like awesome. I mean, I did want to learn Latin one time. I did, truly. Because I saw
after you saw that one episode of
West Wing.
Yeah.
What is that? The end of season 2 when he's yelling at at God in the church. That's the one.
It doesn't even have missiles. It just helps the other ships. So stupid.
It's funny because it's true. Speaking of, have either of you, mainly Chris, because I know he's a degenerate like this, have either of you seen any of Tom Segura's new show, Bad Thoughts, on Netflix?
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Okay, so and you started at season 1?
I think it only has one season.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Episode 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, and you're not going to like this. I watched the first. It's basically like 2 or 3 skits, and then show ends. And the first skit of the first episode I watched on the plane and was like, okay, I'm stopping. I'm going to watch this with my wife and our friends. Like, we like to watch funny stuff together. This is going to be amazing, right? The first skit, I was just so insane and off the charts weird and fun. I laughed. I thought it was very funny. The second one, okay, I get it. Like, that's good too. I laughed. It's funny. First episode was great. Watched 3 episodes last night. And again, this is where you're going to hate it. This is the second time now I have come to my friends and my wife with a show. And I'm like, this is can't miss. This is some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to show you one thing. And the last one I did was your boy and Harley Jarvis.
I think you should leave.
I think, yeah, and it was the skit, the baby Olympics or whatever, the best looking baby. Like, it's one of the funniest things I've seen in the last decade. It's hilarious, right? And then so same thing. We watched 3 episodes of it, and by the 3rd episode, like, I could feel them glaring at me with like how bad it was. And that happened again yesterday. Like, I need to find a show that's fun. Now, you love that show.
A lot of people love that show.
No, that's fair. A lot of people love that show. That show, that I think.
Which one are you talking about?
Okay, so I think you should lead with Tim Meadows, or what's his name? Tim
Robinson.
Meadows.
Lincecum.
Tim Meadows.
That's actually really good. That is a very hit or miss show to me. Like, when it hits, it freaking grand slam.
That's what most sketch shows are.
Yeah. There's a lot of misses for me. Anyways, that being said, Jason, how'd you shoot?
30 seconds.
I know, right? I'm such an ass. I'm sorry.
It was great. It was a great trip.
Weather was good.
Oh my goodness.
We were watching the weather the whole time.
For example, I know Friday was the day that was first really hot here, I think.
Yeah.
I remember we got home Friday. So Friday got home almost midnight, and it was 20 degrees warmer than any day I was there.
When did you get home?
Like Friday at midnight. Like, I think it was
So
80.
you were here for the end of the hot day, and then you got the Saturday was super hot too, right?
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 100? It was close to 100, I think, Saturday.
The golf
was great.
Yeah.
Never disappoints. Bandon is amazing.
Any specific, like, great shot memory you have or something?
I almost not jarred, I guess, hold an eagle. Like, just from pretty good distance.
Really?
It was like, hey, that looks pretty good. And then bang, hit the stick and just was right there. I'm like, wow, I almost made that.
Did you nail the putt?
I mean, it was like you couldn't not make it.
Oh, really? So just a tap and bird?
Actually, you should always putt bird, but whoever would like just grab the ball.
Grabbed it.
I mean, it was like,
wow, really?
You could have just blown on it and it was in.
Have you ever had an eagle before?
I have, oddly enough, in a scramble.
Yeah.
So it was me like that.
Yeah.
But it felt a little weird.
And you hit all 3 shots?
I did.
That's an eagle.
Yeah.
That's a rule.
That's the only one.
Okay. If you're in a scramble and you hit all the shots, you birdied that hole or you eagled that hole. That's what I know of. Yeah. You gonna go again before next year?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I had an eagle not long ago with Marsh.
Really?
We played a 2-man scramble. I think it was the day I asked you to play. It was the very first hole, and it was the first time I played this year.
Yeah.
We're on hole 1 at Ansel. We might have taken his tee shot, so that's maybe where I don't feel. Okay. I can't remember, but then we were playing 2-ball, and then I hit that one in.
You guys played a 2-man scramble. Like, maybe you told me that, but that's cool. Yeah. You miss it already?
Yeah, that's great. So great. I mean, most trips you're always excited to come home.
How are your legs?
Whew.
I mean, they're beautiful, but how are your legs?
These gams? Come on now.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of steps. Average of, I don't know, 24,000 steps a day.
A little sore?
Not now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those days, like, if you rested at all, then you get up, you're like, oh, that's right. I forgot. We walked a lot.
I paid my taxes.
You go eat, and then you get up from the table. You're like, oh, man.
I was probably going to say, do you guys stay on the course?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you stay one of those, like the 4 where there's like a common area one? I don't know. I've looked.
No, because there's just 2 of us. So
it's gotcha.
It's more like but it's very cabiny.
Oh, last thing. So if there's only 2, did you end up being paired up with other golfers?
First round, last round, everything else in between. No. So we played 121 holes in 5 days.
Didn't you? This is coming back to me. Didn't you have an Ernest Borgnine?
Yes. Story. I told that last couple years ago. Played with Ernest Borgnine's son, Chris, and grandson, and we were paired with them. And one of the things he said, he said his name to the starter, and the starter's like, Borgnine, any relation? He's like, yeah, in fact, that was my dad. And I'm like, then I heard that, and then we talked. Anyway, we're on the way on the first hole, and he says, hey, guys, I hope you don't mind, but my dad's with me. And one of the things he always said, son, take me everywhere, take me to great places. So he goes, somewhere out here, we're going to spread his ashes, if you don't mind. I'm like, no, it's an honor. Like, I mean, whatever you need to do. And there was the new course out there, Sheep Ranch, new at the time. And the 17th hole, there's this tree, and him and his son were filming. And and they did the whole thing, and it was really cool.
Did you say, "Are you kidding? Your dad's in basketball."
Right. I was just saying the same thing. Ernest Borgnine from basketball.
Yeah.
Wow. I must have been gone when that happened when you came back. I've never heard that story.
Yeah. So then we were telling that's the last round we played this time, and the other two we played with had a caddy. So I was like, hey, and sometimes the caddies want to know these stories. I go, hey, do you know the story of 17th? And like there was some other stories she was telling. And I said, no, this one. And then I said it. She goes, well, that's good. Then, that'll spread around. But what was funny, the other part about that, he had his son had a great drive. I think he was putting maybe for birdie or for par. And I was in the back and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to film this for him because this is they just did the ceremony.
Yeah.
This is going to be really good. And I'm behind him and he has no idea I'm putting. And I'm not kidding. He was a good player. It was the worst putt ever.
No.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to delete.
Oh.
He never knew like this is going to be a really cool story. He birdied for his dad. And I don't know. Look, we've all had bad putts. It might have been about a 12-footer, pretty straight. And he hit it about 18 feet to the right. I'm like, did you see the hole?
Oh,
like, okay, we'll delete that.
He's a little distracted.
Yeah, but
that's a great story.
Yeah, it's really cool. And he said he's taking him to Italy, all over whenever he does great trips. And it was so funny. He was like, do you mind? I'm like, no. Like, this is your moment.
Actually, we're trying to concentrate.
Yeah. I'm like, we'll get out of the way. He's like, no. And then him and his son filmed a little thing. And it was really cool.
God, I remember.
Good memory, Chris.
Yeah, really good memory. That makes me think of it. Remember when we almost lost him when he choked on a hot dog in basketball? Actually, wait, didn't he die?
He did die from that.
Hey,
we did lose him, but then he came back.
All right, that's the best story I'm going to hear all year. What a great story! You play with his son and grandson.
His son and grandson,
and they spread his ashes on 17. Ernest Borgnine. Wow.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
Oh, good for you.
Show's downhill from here. When we come back, guys, we're full strength. It's almost like running with bricks. I mean, Chris did a great job. All of you did last week, but it's almost like running with bricks on your feet, and then you're all back together. So we're going to have a very fun and easy show today. A lot of weight off the shoulders. When we come back, hey, Pacers got in the finals. At some point today, we need to talk about this. You know what's weird? Tyrese Halliburton's on the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Kings used to have him.
Oh, that's the same guy.
Is there
I was wondering.
Right, like how are Kings fans dealing with that? We should get into that.
Fine.
Yeah, we should get into that topic at some point. A's get swept again, and the Giants. I put the Giants lose, but they actually won. So I don't know why.
Who knows what they did?
Yeah, we'll take a break. When we come back, leading off is next.
Visit SackdownSports.com and join the Sackdown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The Eastern Conference Championship has been captured by the Indiana Pacers. You can hear the crowd. They are just ecstatic.
Hey. Well, we got the
finals we all predicted.
The finals we all predicted. These are the finals I was hoping to have. Honest to goodness. Really was.
It was the one where everyone said, now the NBA might hate this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Which
I'm
love.
so tired of the NBA being rigged.
Totally rigged.
This proves that it's rigged.
Absolutely. Of course they're going to rig it for the...
I mean, look, it's
Thunder.
not...
They're rigging it so we think that it's not rigged.
Yeah. I mean, we know it should have been Lakers and Knicks.
They're doing this on purpose. This is like a tweener year. And they're like, let's just throw throw them out there.
Because remember, a lot of people were sniffing around after Dallas got Cooper Flag.
We got to keep the good ones for NBC.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Enjoy this one.
Yeah, what a great way to say goodbye to the networks by giving them this terrible say. And
TV deal's already signed.
We were having this conversation last week. It is hilarious watching on not just social media, but around like the ESPN and all that, where the ESPN, good day, where they're like, God, I don't think anybody's going to watch this finals. The ratings are going to be terrible. It's like, why do you? First off, no. First off, yes. I would all but guarantee this is going to be one of the lowest rated finals of the last 10 years. Maybe the lowest rated. It's just for simple
But
math.
Millions will be watching.
Yes. And also, like, why do you care?
And why is this such a thing with basketball? It's like, let's put Jacksonville and Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know. In the Super Bowl. It's
Sure.
like,
We were
Super Bowl.
talking about that last week. Kansas City does pretty well. They're not a huge market. They would be considered a bottom 5, maybe bottom 6 market in the NFL or in the NBA. Excuse me. They're fine. I don't get it.
Well, baseball won the coin toss. They got Yankees Dodgers, so everyone else has to kind of suffer.
Yeah. Oh no. Like it's kind of funny because both. Well, I don't know, where is Indianapolis? I don't think Indianapolis is particularly high when it comes to market size. Well, Sacramento's number 20. Indy's 25. I know they're bigger than OKC. Let's see. OKC is 47.
Wow.
So I think other than, let's see.
Jeez, that's behind Vegas.
It is. Memphis is 50. New Orleans is 51. And I think that's it. I think OKC is the third smallest. Yeah, we're getting into like Eugene and Lubbock. The third smallest. And then at what, 25 is Indy. So Salt Lake City. Yeah, Baltimore and San Antonio, Milwaukee. Yeah, you got 2 bottom 5 markets in the league going at it. I love it. I'm here for it. Is it partially because I'm a small market guy because I'm in a small market? Yeah, probably. I'm sure I'm biased. And I understand that, like, I don't know. I can't imagine living this way, Jason. But if we were in LA, Chicago, Philly, New York, I think there'd be a little bit of, okay, that's cute. But guess what? It's so cute. One of those 2 teams, Oklahoma City or Indiana, in 2 weeks is going to be lifting the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Having quite a parade.
How can you not love that? Payrolls aren't out of whack. Both of them are built the right way. They're not getting loads of free agents coming in, just throwing themselves. They're not having generational superstars traded to them for no reason whatsoever. I love this. I'm excited for it. And, oh, by the way, though I do think, we'll get into this later, I do think Oklahoma City will win. They are massive favorites.
Yeah, they are. Understandably.
Understandably. I don't know, man. This could be a better series than people think.
I hope so.
I do too. Now, look, Thunder it wouldn't surprise me if the Thunder came out and just plastered them in 4 or 5. This could be a 6 or 7. I don't think it's out of the ballpark for this to be a 6 or 7 game series.
Well, I remember you said this pretty early on about Indiana, like talking about their record since January.
Yeah.
And then you just look at their road here. I mean, Milwaukee, Cleveland, New York, that's pretty good. Who they've taken out.
Injured, stolen.
We're going to get into this in 3 for Madness, so I don't want to steal too much from this. But since January 1st, the Oklahoma City Thunder have the best record in the NBA at 53-13. The Pacers have the second best record at 46-18. Yeah. That's a long stretch. That's not, the Pacers got hot for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. We said this going into the playoffs. Right. They had the second or third best record going into the playoffs, because I think this counts. This counts playoffs, obviously. But they were right up there. I think it was, as a matter of fact, I believe it was OKC, Boston, Indiana going into the playoffs. This is not Again, we'll get into that in 3 for Madness. We have a lot to talk about. In the meantime, cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
The 1-1. Popped up. This should do it. Ernie Clement jogging forward onto the infield turf. Makes the catch. And the Blue Jays sweep the 4-game set against the A's. 8-4 the final score. A comeback on the back of Addison Barger.
Wait, what? Okay. A's got swept, and the A's, and this will be in 3 for Madness, so again, don't want to blow the whole thing, but they're a 4-3 win over Philly a week ago. They're a 4-3 win over Philly away from an 18-game losing streak. One of the things we talked about a couple times last week, and I'd love to get your take on this, both in Safer Out and at 7 a.m. we're going to talk about it. I think if this was pretty much any other a normal Major League Baseball team, Mark Kotsay would have been fired by now. He would have been fired yesterday. He would have been fired. I think he would have been fired after that 11-0 strike. That's not me saying it's his fault. You and I are the same on that. You can't fire the players. He's been there long enough, and this is where, like, you've lost 17 of 18. This isn't a losing streak. This is an absolute free fall. This is where, and this is the time of year where managers start to get, we've already seen it in Baltimore. We already saw it in Colorado. I would venture to say that Colorado sucks no matter what.
Right.
Baltimore's stretch, even though expectations were higher, was nowhere near this stretch. But I don't think this is a normal baseball team. I would not be shocked at all if Kotsay finished out the year, but I don't think that's normal to baseball. I really don't. Be interested to get your thoughts coming up a little bit later. Do we have time for cut number 3? Or should we go to break? Because cut number 3 was the Giants one.
Very quickly.
Okay, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
He's ready. He throws. Tapped out in front of the plate. Camilo goes out to barehanded and fires to first in time for the out. And the game is over.
Yep, Giants win. Look, they're doing better than the A's, but they're not. They need some offense.
Yeah.
They're doing, when we're comparing them to the A's, okay, great, fine, grand, wonderful. And by the way, they're 33 and 26. They're 3 back of the Dodgers, 1 back of the Padres. Compared to expectations, they're still punching above their weight. But they need some offense.
Yep.
Expectations have changed. So we'll get into that a little bit later, too. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Pacers have advanced. We have audio for you next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
We were just having a conversation off the air, which I'm so glad wasn't on the air. I don't consider myself a dumb person. Like, I know things, but there are also some things I like directions. Like when you're, I've said this before, when you're trying to get somewhere, I'm so stupid at. And the conversation we were having, poor Jason and his patience. I'm still 90% sure I'm going to mess something up, so we'll talk about it again. But we had a segment issue because we're. But by the way, I can talk about this on the air, right? Yeah, we're instituting. We've listened to you. We've listened to the feedback, and
we've heard you loud and clear.
Loud and clear. And one of the things is it changes for everybody, but people are generally in their cars or listening. Are the numbers show 7 to 9 a.m. is the most people listen throughout the day. Sure, people listen 6 to 7. Sure, people listen 9 to 10. 7 to 9 a.m. is the prime. So most of you probably don't have the clock for this show memorized. A lot of you longtime everyday listeners will at least kind of get it just because it's what you're used to. But we're switching our show clock around today. So starting today, what we used to do is we used to do a segment from 7 to 7:12-ish, break for like a minute or 30 seconds, then come back and go to 7:30. Same thing at 8 o'clock, right? We're doing away with that break. It's just annoying. And not that the sponsors are annoying. Those are our partners. But that's when we want to get into our big topics. And having to pause just kind of kills momentum. So starting today at 7 and at 8, we're going the full half hour. We're taking out that break. You're going to get nonstop sports talk radio for a half hour at the top of the hour at 7, half hour at the top of the hour at 8, and then, the rest of the show stays the same. But we figured that would serve you all better publicly, so we're going to do that.
You're welcome.
That being said, Jason put a note in the show prep today that I just kind of mowed over. Well, half of it. I got half of it right. And then he was trying to explain to me what we're doing with segments, and I was like, oh, okay, well, so you're going to do this? He's like, no, Dave. We're going to do this and that. Oh, okay, so you're going to do this again? No, that's what we just went over. I mean, if you'd have reached over and just backhanded me, I would have deserved
that was the second option.
That was the second option. Last week was fun because Chris was here and I was not on location. So it's especially fun when you're doing audio. And so my theme was like, and then what happened? And then that was his cue to, do the thing. I had to watch this on tape. I don't know what you call it. DVR, I guess. Shout out to JetBlue on the New York to San Francisco flight. Yeah. 3 TVs on the entire plane didn't work. Anyone want to guess who sat in one of those 3 seats? this guy, 3 of them. And the way it worked out, I got on the plane and like the game started 20 minutes into the flight and would have been perfect to watch.
Take you home.
Now, their Wi-Fi was strong enough to where I was able to watch parts of it. I actually had my phone connected to their Wi-Fi, and so I actually got a little bit of YouTube TV, but after a while, when we got over like Milwaukee area.
Oh, it's always Milwaukee.
It's always that area, the Great Lakes, and it's just like, and it goes up for a pause, circle thing. Yeah, and it's, okay, well.
Did you get anything for it?
Get anything? What do you mean?
Did they say like, hey, sorry for your inconvenience. You won't have a TV.
Here's some wings, young man.
Did I get like, no.
Did you make a fuss?
I made no fuss.
Oh.
I made 0 fuss.
So you acted like you had it turned off, that you wanted it that way.
I ended up playing video games, and I had my phone. Yeah,
you got to get something.
And I will tell you this: if I were to get something, I never will complain on the spot because I know that the attendants they're already, they're going, the plane's going, stressed out. Like, I don't want to be that guy. They've got work to do. I don't want to be that guy. I think you actually get better that's where you make the call a day or two later. You're like, hey, look, this and this happened. I'm not trying to complain. I just want to help you guys do your job better. You need to know that this, and this, I'm a long-time customer, blah, 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 blah. And I found the couple times I have done that, they're like, they like, oh, here's a buttload of points. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I can't. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not saying.
I'm so sorry about that, Mr. Carmichael. Which attendant did you tell?
And I'll say I didn't. I'll say exactly what I said.
How do we prove this?
You can't. Well, I'll give him my flight number. I'll give him my seat number and be like,
we see all these TVs working fine.
Right, exactly. Sorry about the booger underneath the seat too.
Our mistake. Why don't you try Southwest? Your Spirit's got plenty of room.
They give you free parachutes.
Campeo is channeling his inner Chris by saying, didn't you wear the shirt yesterday? I have both a t-shirt and a jersey version. Thank you for paying attention to my wardrobe. I don't know. Chris thought I was wearing a toupee at one point. They were just all over the place, dude. Chris thought I was wearing a toupee one day. Also, why does it look like that?
Because you're slouching.
Am I? I feel like it looks like I'm shorter. Okay.
I'm in a low chair too.
Yeah. That better? That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Back to slouching.
Here's the Pacers and Aaron Nesmith.
Left wing almost lost the ball. Now sends it to the right edge of the arc, and Nesmith hit a 3.
Great work by Nembhard. Nembhard has assumed this challenge here. It looks like he's been licking his chops to get a little bit of Brunson here. Very physical.
And if the early first 4 minutes are any indication, the officials are going to let these two teams
fight.
Well, this game was all over the place. Pascal Siakam went Dunkaroni and cheese.
Pacers waste little time and almost instantaneously get the ball up the floor. Halliburton to Siakam for a dunk.
Siakam has beaten the Knicks defense down the floor multiple times throughout this series.
You know what they're doing with this stat? I don't know if they started this new and I just missed it. They're now grouping the highlights in our highlight package. They're grouping them by name and not by timing.
Yeah.
Did that just start?
It's been like that for a while.
I don't like that. I don't like that call. Not a very good call. Well, let's go with old friend Tyrese Halliburton in the second quarter. He makes a poster, Jason. Yeah, he's very
picked up by Nembhard. Ahead to Halliburton. He'll slam it with the right hand. New York has turned the ball over 9 times, and they're down by 5.
9 times.
9 times. 9 times. All right, let's get into the fourth quarter with a floater from Halliburton.
Halliburton takes the left hand to the top of the circle, leans in from the foul line, and delivers another floater.
Once again, just clinic-like work from Halliburton on this ball screen.
I've delivered a floater.
Wow.
Just saying.
Outside the logo, perimeter right, Halliburton driving in the lane at the goal, and he spun it in.
Love it. Attack the rim, shoot layups.
You can see where this is going. How about an alley-oop to Obi Toppin?
Into the forecourt, Halliburton, all the way to the goal. He lobbed it to the rim. Checkmate! Checkmate! Toppin with a dunk.
Sweet baby.
That was the first sound that didn't sound like he was a Knicks play-by-play guy.
Yeah, right? Like, Indiana, we've noticed, like, very, very calm call, to say the least. Very calm. But there was that was maybe it's a jinx thing. Maybe they just didn't want to get ahead of themselves. Here's how it all worked out.
And the Eastern Conference Championship has been captured by the Indiana Pacers. You can hear the crowd. They are just ecstatic.
Yeah, they were. What a great moment for the Indiana Pacers fans. What a great moment for the Pacers. They're going to the finals.
They are. Good for them.
Good for them. Very excited to see that. Tyrese Halliburton after the game, he knew where he was going.
I'm going to the NBA Finals, man.
It feels good?
Yeah, man. It feels good. It feels really good. And, man, I'm just really excited.
Enjoy every moment. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Pascal Siakam was happy.
It's been such an amazing experience for me so far. From the first day I landed here, like, the love has been amazing. Chad, KP, just unbelievable, man. Like, you know, first-class organization. I'm just so happy to be here. And tonight, you know, after a bad game, you know, a bad game 5, we wanted to bounce back. And I have, like, 100% belief in my teammates. Whenever we down, you know, we always find a way. And we did that tonight.
And then finally, Jalen Brunson, not a happy camper.
Sucks, man. Simple as that. It sucks. Not sure that accomplish is the word that we're going to use here, but I think the way this team progressed this year is, for me, it was fun because there's a lot of people saying we couldn't do a lot of things, a lot of negativity around what we were trying to accomplish, and the way we just kind of put blinders on and went to work. That's what I'm most proud of with this team. I'm just proud of how we kind of stayed the course. Obviously, like you said, not win tonight and then being knocked out, but just proud of our guys. Simple as that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
We got a lot to go over, including a Knicks post-mortem as well. I saved the Wolves for you to come back to. So at some point we can do the Wolves post-mortem as well. The Wolves. And then as we go to break, did you know that the unlike with a cow, where it's the further from the hoof and the horn is where the more tender the meat is that on a pig, right? Pork, the higher on the pig, like closer to the back, like think of a pig standing. The higher it is more tender the meat. It's where the back ribs are and all that. And then
where's the bacon?
Bacon is the belly, right? Bacon's actually really tough meat, but they cut it. Anyways, that's where the term living high on the hog came from. I learned that yesterday.
Oh, by the way, did you?
My mistake.
When you say you're living high on the hog, that's what they
Sacramento.
It's the most tender meat. What is that?
I'm trying to pause this, but it's not like I just wanted to play. I think it's here.
All right, let's see. Here, Chris, he's trying something.
In Sacramento?
I did not know that.
Okay,
I was trying to get that. We've got some stuff in here labeled differently.
Oh,
so
we do.
It was an old Kings Rewind.
When we come back, safer out. Jason, is that right? Safer out. Safer out. Okay. Yankees, Rockies, A's.
Ease.
And we'll tell you just how bad the Rockies are. I have an interesting stat for y'all. We'll get to that next.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly
Auto Parts.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here again. Over the years, I've seen way too many timeshare exit companies pop up, take folks' money, and disappear. I just saw an ad from an exit company started by a couple of bozos that used to work for me. My advice, don't hire bozos I fire. Want out of your timeshare? I'll send you our free timeshare exit info kit explaining your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free kit. Call 800-995-2929. That's 800-995-2929.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, when the A's broke their losing streak to finish the last homestand, it was a special day for Logan Davidson and Willie MacIver. Each guy got his first major league hit. And for MacIver, who grew up an A's fan, he drove in the go-ahead run in the bottom of the eighth inning and threw out the potential tying run to end the game. A storybook finish to a special afternoon. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
So I went and just grabbed. Probably not let that hang for a while. A lot of the chips you brought in.
That was from a week ago Friday.
The not so crunchy bugles.
I'm like, these will go. They didn't even go.
Why did I start with Tabasco?
The ones I brought in that other bag, those are the better ones.
Oof. These?
No. Yeah, the ones that are outside of this bag.
The hot honey, this is my nickname for my wife. Bacon grilled cheese, everything bagel. Set the screen.
Where are the other two?
There's the sweet ones. I was going for
there's a guacamole. There was
I didn't see the guacamole.
What was it? Butter beer.
I brought them. Oh, there they are. Butter beer.
Muddy Buddies are really
Muddy
good.
Buddies are a slim dunk. Yeah. I bring them in here. Chris is in here talking to me. He's like, well, maybe I wanted some too. Dude, I've been gone.
Since you've been gone.
They were here the entire week.
I was gone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you didn't even get to try them the first time.
I tried one.
Are you guys okay?
I'm glad you.
My mistake. I apologize.
I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad you got, because I'm like, I haven't had it. I just wanted to try one. Jeez. All right.
Dave grabbing another pair.
I'm worried about you guys.
3 for madness. Question. I've been gone, and he's been cocked back like a slingshot, waiting for me to come back. And then it's like, that's his way of showing affection. 3 for madness, question 1.
The Yankees beat the Dodgers last night. Is this the World Series preview?
Oh, you know what? For a second, I was like, what are you laughing? Oh, yeah, the Dodgers. Suckers. Yeah, it sure looks like it, right? They sure do look like they're both darn good teams, if you will. And honestly, what was it? Was it Saturday or Friday when Ohtani and Judge both went yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Ohtani twice, Judge once.
That's great. I mean, that's just good for baseball. We need heroes like Ben Rice.
He's 0-2 here with Judge at first. And a pitch from Yamamoto swung on and sent to center field and deep. Going back, Edman, looking at it and say goodbye. Up on the net, into the batter's eye. A 2-run homer for Ben Rice. And the Yankees now have a 3-1 lead.
Good series.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so, especially because, the Dodgers lost yesterday. That was great. It's one of the few times where, what's that one where it's like the guy holding the red flag and the blue flag together to show like unity or whatever, that meme. You know what I'm talking about, Chris? Yeah, that's like that with Giants fans and Yankees fans over the weekend. By the way, I wonder if they go to dinner together.
Yeah, when they're in New York.
They're in New York.
I bet they did.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
So, World Series preview probably? If you had to guess?
If I had to guess, no.
No,
I don't think so. I mean, the Dodgers don't have the best record in the National League.
But they also have like 14 pitchers injured.
They do.
Yeah.
Are they coming back?
You think Detroit's gonna?
I don't know if it. I don't. I think the Yankees have some flaws, to be honest with you. I do.
But they'll take care of those at the trade deadline.
Oh, I hope so.
Come on.
And then just there's some really good. I think the National League is just a lot better.
Yeah.
Overall. So, there's just Mets are good. Padres are good. Giants are bad. Phillies, Braves, I know has had a terrible start. There's just a lot of competition for the Dodgers.
I will tell you, much like the NBA, where if my team can't do it, I wanted OKC to do it.
Mm-hmm.
In baseball, I think I've decided
who do you want?
My Giants can't do it, let's go Tigers. I like that team. I like the way.
Give me 3 reasons.
Number one, I love the history of Detroit from a baseball standpoint. Sparky Anderson and Kirk Gibson, and the fact that it's stinking Detroit, like they need stuff. Number one. Number two, I love Tarek Skubal. I think he, for how amazing he is so, even in a big market, but like guarantee you he could walk. If he walked to Temple Coffee from the state capitol, and I bet you $10, would Tarek Skubal get recognized on the walk from the state capitol to, let's say, a mile downtown?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
And if so, it's less than 3 people.
Easily, I would be
maybe the over/under would probably be a half,
100%.
So,
and I would venture this much: if he was in street clothes and he walked the concourse, at Sutter Park during the A's and Orioles, he'll get recognized a few times, maybe. Nothing. But imagine if well, they're so damn tall. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander next year was walking the concourse with you and me during a Kings and Raptors game.
Yeah.
He's getting recognized by everybody instantly.
After us.
Come on. I'm shocking. They're going to see us first. And the third reason, it's something different.
Okay.
Plus also Mr. Baseball, Tom Selleck, who's a Tiger. Okay. All right, number 2.
Going back to last season, the Rockies have lost 22 straight. Does baseball at some point need to step in to prevent this type of failure?
I'm sorry. That is my fault. 22 straight series.
Okay.
22 straight. They have not won a series this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not one. Going back to last year, 22 straight. I think they've had 18 or 19 series this year. They have lost all of them. Now, does baseball at some point need to step in? I
do what?
That's the question. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. And then I started thinking, like,
they can play at a minor league park.
Could there be like,
see, baseball, if anything, could have relegation. They have AAA.
I would love them to have relegation. Problem is the AAA teams are owned by the teams, Major League Baseball teams, but I'll bet you this much. I'll bet you if they introduce promotion and relegation and like stop it at AAA, like you can't go down to AA.
Right.
But like if they introduce that and they said that there is a 5-year or even a 4-year grandfathering in where all the major league teams had to sell their think about it. Oh my God. You know what, dude? That is a real here's why this is interesting. I'm going to put this down here. I don't even know where to put it. Oh, 728.
Not there.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm already in your head.
No, here's why. let's just start with this concept. If Major League Baseball introduced one tier of relegation down to AAA, and you gave them a 4-year, I'm talking about Major League Baseball teams, a 4-year grandfather clause where at the end of the 4 years, they had to have sold their AAA team rights. The market to buy those AAA teams at such a massive premium now all of a sudden. Let's think about it. Vivek and they own the River Cats, right? Yeah. If they have the opportunity to be a full true blue, whatever they bought it for, you can probably at least quintuple it.
Yeah.
Because now you have an opportunity to be a Major League Baseball team. And then you grow, and then, we have.
But what happens to the Major League Baseball team that goes down? What's that value?
They better get back because they're losing value. That's the problem, is that the owners would block it. But I think it's incredibly interesting because this stuff is stupid, dude. The Rockies aren't even a team; they're just a thing. All right, we'll take a break. We'll save number 3 for whatever the hell we're doing next when we come back. 3 for Madness, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. 3 for Madness. The Thunder are huge favorites. Jalen Brunson has confidence. Somebody didn't have confidence in Brunson and gets to take a victory lap here. And are the Pacers a Cinderella team? How'd they get here? We'll get to all that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Get a $15 prepaid MasterCard after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
To find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
An Australian hiker travels to the American West to walk a wilderness trail.
Wasn't afraid to be out on his own.
But Eric Robinson vanished in the high Uinta Mountains.
I remember thinking, Eric, what were you thinking, mate?
I'm Dave Cawley. Join me on my podcast, Uinta Triangle, where I travel the world to answer the question, what happened to Eric Robinson? Follow Uinta Triangle. That's UINTA Triangle on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet?
RV wins!
Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach?
RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
That's right. 3 for Madness time coming up. Here to begin hour number 2. We'll have 3 questions. We'll have 3 answers. All leading you up to the conclusion of 3 for Madness. There he is.
Sorry.
He's back.
Talking to Sonia down the hall.
Ah.
They have an opening on KNCI for Tom's spot.
Ah. You going for it?
Think about it.
Okay.
Pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, go in there during the breaks from our show.
Oh, do both.
Oh, so you're doing both.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I could go in during the breaks. Good time the breaks around the breaks here, vice versa. I am rolling. Coming up next, Tim McGraw.
I don't think you have to do that.
No. You just have to react.
Yeah. You're in the Tom's role.
Oh, yeah. So I could be like, hey, deep thoughts and love me some Tim McGraw, right?
Sure.
Good social media following. Take it over there. I would give them whatever they're posting that job for. I'll take a little less since I'm double dipping.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, I think we're going to come to an issue. I'm not doing the country in the parks.
Oh,
that's too much.
That's the deal breaker.
It's just I see how hard these people work.
That's the whole point of the show, though.
Yeah, that's what I said. Might be, yeah. Just saying. No country in the park, no blogging. Did
he blog?
I think he tried to. I like fishing. Enter. Also, don't we have a lunch for Tom coming up here soon?
Yep. We do.
Why? What is that?
I'm guessing it's because we got such a short announcement of his retirement.
Even though we all knew
he retired. I didn't know.
I
found out.
You guys did.
I found out Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, but you knew.
Well, I knew 2 days prior. That's pretty short.
That's when he let everybody know.
Yeah. You knew a while. You knew for a while. When did you first find out?
I'm not saying.
See, he knew. He knew.
I know how to keep a secret.
I think he knew a legitimate amount of time before.
Yes. What I don't like about this is that Jason and I are both teammates of Tom, and he told Jason, but he didn't tell me.
Teammates? Oh, basketball?
Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't tell me.
Why am I not a teammate? How come he never asked me to play basketball? Oh, he did.
Yeah. Tom didn't tell me. Someone else did.
Well, he retired like a month ago, and now we're having a lunch for him, which is weird because, let's just move on. Let's move. Time to move on. Tom, thanks for your time.
Okay.
Moving on.
Here's a replacement.
Yeah, it's like like your girlfriend breaks up with you, and then like a month later, you have like a weekend in Tahoe for closure. It's like, bro, I've been recovering for 4 weeks now. I'm over. I'm trying to move the future.
Yeah. A computer stole your job, baby.
What is the reference?
Not sure.
It's the Dusty Rhodes Hard Times promo.
The
promo.
The promo.
Yeah.
Okay, you said it. From the 916, what's the origin on the set the screen bit? I don't know. That's for my wife. Coaching.
Yeah, I think it was one time you were talking about her being
I think
a coach.
when she was just going to become a coach.
And you said
and she talks
doing like the dramatically soft voice, and you're like, she needs to be like, set the screen.
Set the screen. That's what it is. Thank you. I couldn't even remember. Good question. Yeah, that's good.
Everybody on the base.
Because she talks like the Police Academy girl.
That's what you say.
The bit for 8 movies was she talks the whole time like, I'm sorry. And then that's how it happened. And then one time at the very end of the movie, she'll be like, freeze.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I can't believe. And they did that for every Police Academy.
Good bit.
It was a great bit that for the first one. 3 for Madness, question 1.
The Thunder are massive favorites to win the title at -750. Do you agree?
What does that mean?
Okay, so you have to put if you think
minus, if they're underdogs,
if you think the Thunder are going to win the championship, in order for you to win $100, you have to bet $750.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's how big of the idea is like if
so let's bet $75,000
to win 7,500.
No, let's
750.
You just told me
son of a
750 to win 100.
Yeah,
so we're gonna bet 75,000
to win. Yeah, to win. Yeah, to win 7,500. No, to win 750.
To win what?
To win.
If it was 750.
Oh,
to win
I got you
100.
100, and then okay, hold on. 750, 70, 1, 2, 3,000. 10,000. Oh, that's.
We're just working with the one.
I don't get it.
69,000.
Nice. What has happened?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But here's the thing here, and I know there's a good reason for this because Vegas knows what they're doing. This would only be cool. This only works. See, Vegas is a bunch of cowards because here's what you do, right? Okay, so you have to bet $750 to win 100 on the. Okay, what it should be though is that if you bet $100 on the Pacers, you win $750.
It's not.
No, it's going to be. I don't know what it is.
I would say it's probably plus 500.
Okay, I was going to say plus 375. I think plus 375. Odds on Pacers winning title. Okay, let's see. Betting odds, Thunder Pacers. Nope. Circle gets the square. Christopher Ladd. Pacers are plus 560. Also, I'm glad you brought that up.
So what if we bet $10,000 on them?
On the Pacers?
Yeah.
Then you win 560, or you win, it's $100 for every, so hold on. For every 100, you win 560. You said how much?
10,000.
Okay, so if you bet 100, it's 560. If you bet 1,000, it's 5,600. If you bet 10,000, it's $56,000. I got it. Also,
so let's do it.
If you bet $100 on Tyrese Halliburton winning MVP, of the finals, you get $650 back. Please don't ask a follow-up question.
Okay.
But if you have to bet $650 on SGA just to win 100. By the way, example number 750,000 as to why gambling rules are so stupid in California. Okay. I, like some of you out there, use Robinhood, the app, to invest in stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How's that going?
Better than it was, but not as good as it was.
Okay.
I guess,
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Got really bad there. It's kind of, okay.
You
Regroup for the most part.
Okay.
I gotta make a check. Let's see. What is it? An hour ago, it wasn't great. And now it's, oh God. Okay. Well,
bad hour. It was a rough first hour of the day.
Yeah, it wasn't good too. Anyways. Well, you just kind of screwed me up there. Thanks. So here's the thing. Robinhood started this thing. I want to say the first time I saw it was during the NCAA basketball tournament. You can now buy and trade and sell or buy contracts for different teams. What does that mean? That means, for example, I can now invest in the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the championship.
So they like Amazon stock?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. And I can buy these sports contracts, and they had them for like all the playoff teams. Here's a prediction. You can now, they're calling it the prediction market. Okay. So men's pro basketball championship. It cost me, what is this, 84 cents? Every 84 cents I invest in Oklahoma City, I think I get back $1.
Okay.
And every 17 cents I would invest in Indiana, I would get back $1. That's how they have it. 85, now 85, it moved to 17. You're betting on I can now bet on the finals winner on Robinhood.
I mean, but like my question would be, does it go up for sure if OKC wins?
Does it go up for sure? Meaning like what you make? Or
yeah, I mean, if you're investing in them, how do they go up?
It only
on
goes,
more people buying them?
Once, yeah, exactly. So now let's say OKC goes up 3-0. Okay, so now like if I bet 94, if I invested 94 cents on Oklahoma City, I'd win $1, right? Or so 940,
Yeah.
But you lock in the price and it just stays there.
Got it.
But yet our California, school aren't
locked.
Yeah, but Robinhood, no problem. That's so stupid. Anyways, I agree that they're the favorites. I don't know that I'd make it minus 750 though. That's a lot, dude, especially when they are kind of by definition, as we pointed out from January 1st, the Pacers are the second best team in the NBA since January 1st. They're not, I don't think they're as good as the Thunder, but are we really talking that big of a difference? Vegas seems to think so.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Jalen Brunson says he has the utmost confidence the Knicks core can win. Do you agree?
Here's the quote from Jalen Brunson.
How confident are you that this group has enough to take that next step?
The most confidence, overconfident. Seriously, there's not an ounce of any type of doubt that I'm not confident with this group.
Mm-hmm. Well, somebody doesn't have confidence in the core, specifically Jalen Brunson.
Wait, what? I thought he had the utmost.
He did, but somebody else doesn't have the confidence in him.
Oh, and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. Becky Hammond, months ago, said this about Jalen Brunson.
They're not getting into that tier. They don't have enough personnel. They don't have the manpower that they need to hang with those guys. I think you're going to get a consistent team like they've been. They're a pretty good team. They're well coached. They're going to be on their defensive game. But at the end of the day, they don't have a dude. You got to have a dude. You got to have a 1A dude. And they're missing that at the end of the day if we're just getting down to brass taxes. Sorry.
I didn't want to disagree with Becky today, but they do have that dude.
Who?
Jalen Brunson.
No, he's too small.
But here's the thing, and that's
Didn't they say about you?
But you know what?
They say that about you. You're a Hall of Famer.
I got a philosophy. Can I say my philosophy?
Go ahead.
If your best player is small, you're not winning. John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash. You could go down the list. Steph Curry is the only.
But he's not that small. He's not that small. He's like 6'3".
But also, though, I mean, he's the greatest shooter to ever walk the planet. He's in an outlier class.
Okay.
I don't know that I don't know. How do you Jalen Brunson in the series averaged 30.7 points, 5.7 assists, 2.5 boards on splits of 50, 35, and 91. And a lot of clutchiness. Just I'm on the fence with what Becky said, because right now she might take a victory lap, but also, I don't know, is Jalen Brunson not a 1A?
I think he is 100% a 1A.
Yeah.
100%. Like, he's amazing. I mean, the argument about the small, I don't know. I mean, like, I could imagine if they had one. Well, Towns. Well, no, you have the small point guard. I don't know. You can't. If the argument is you have to have a 1A, I don't know that the Pacers do.
Well, I think they have. Let's look at yesterday's MVP voting or Saturday's MVP voting. I'm still not sure they got it right, but there's obviously an argument. But is Siakam the 1A? Is Halliburton the 1A? Are either of them? I would think Halliburton's the guy. Siakam won that MVP,
right? I mean, but see, it's also kind of into defining it. We go to last year's championship. Jaylen Brown won the MVP.
Yes.
Most people say Tatum's their best player.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
fine.
I think almost everybody would say Tatum's their best player, but to your point, Pascal Siakam averaged 20, I'm rounding up to 25, 5, and 3.5 on 52, 50, and 67 splits. Halliburton averaged 21, 10.5, and 6, but also 2.5 steals, under 2 turnovers on splits of 45, 32, 81. Did you think, did you?
You know, it's funny. So it's funny that you bring this up because I was watching the game early. Then I was driving. And so I was listening to actually the Pacers call near the end when it's like, this is over. So we were heading out. And at some point it came up in the radio broadcast and they said, like Siakam had made a hoop. They go, well, I don't know about you, but this is something that they'll be doing soon, and they'll announce who the MVP of this series is. And for my mind, it's Pascal Siakam. This was the Pacers' voice. And then whoever the analyst, and that was Mark Boyle. I don't remember who the analyst was. He's like, you know what? I agree 100%. I went, the whole time I was thinking it was Halliburton.
Yeah.
And then when they both said it, I go, well, I mean, did I watch every minute of every play? I'm like, well, I mean, I believe them. And I'm like, interesting. I go, I think it's probably still going to be Halliburton. And then at the end, it was Siakam.
By one vote. I think it was, 5-4 or something like that?
It was great.
They're so stupid.
But they both thought so. And I thought that was interesting. And they're Pacer guys.
Interesting.
But no, I disagree with her on he's a 1A by far to me. I think he is. Now, he fits that. He's short.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't look at the Knicks like they don't have enough. I would say if what they don't have enough of is maybe depth or they don't utilize it. But that starting 5 is incredible.
It really is. And it shouldn't be a surprise the Knicks got that. We talked about this when they got Miles Bridges and then Carl Anthony Towns. Like, look at this starting 5.
Yes.
Josh Hart is a stud. Jalen Brunson.
OG last year too.
Yeah.
Like, that lineup's stacked.
I almost feel, look, I think the big thing on the Knicks was, can they get past Boston? Is it possible that the Knicks underachieved?
In a way, and again, I knew if they lost, which now they have, they need to be kicking themselves for game 1.
100%.
I mean, I don't know how the series goes if they're up 1-0.
100%.
But they were 0-2 and now chasing the entire series and did a good job to get back in it. And I still thought after they won game 5, some people thought, you know what, if they win game 6, they're going to win this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they win game 6, but game 1 was just, that should have never happened to them.
I do think I think it's an interesting point when Becky Hammond said, you can't win the ultimate prize when the short guy is your best player. By the way, Steph Curry's obviously the exception. Steph Curry also won his first finals MVP last time. Like it was Andre Iguodala, it was other people. And Kevin Durant. When you look back through the list of champions, like Tony Parker won finals MVP one year for the Spurs, but obviously Tim Duncan was their best player. Is that a thing?
But I think that's what, like, so again, if Brunson wins, if you go, oh yeah, they got OG, they got Bridges, they got Towns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you just shape the
narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on height? Like how tall? Honestly, I don't even know. Is SGA like 6'4"?
What is, I thought he was taller than that.
Is it 6'6"?
I want to say it's like 6'6".
But what is it because of his height that I don't understand
they're just saying I think what she's trying to say is when it comes to nut cutting time, that the little guys in the playoffs, but then again, as you said, that
Isaiah Thomas,
he wasn't bad. He was the best player on the Pistons teams. Chauncey Billups. Does that count?
That's a weird.
That was
one
weird
of the weirdest outlier teams.
6'6".
Okay,
Jake Gilchrist. Oh, number 3, please.
Question 3.
The Pacers, a Cinderella team or a team destined to be here?
They're destined to be here. They deserve it. They've had the best record, as we've talked about, in 2025. That's January, February, March, April, that's 5 months. Excuse me, the second best record behind Oklahoma City. That's 5 months. That's pretty darn good, dude. Boston getting hurt helped, but Boston was already on the ropes.
Yeah.
What I don't want to do is get into this narrative, Jason, where it's like, well, Jason Tatum doesn't go out, then Indiana's not being. Well, hold on a second. They were already on the ropes when Tatum was healthy. That was a flukerton, but they were already, odds are, going to lose to the Knicks anyways. Fair play. Knicks weren't injured. The whole Pacers only beat injured. Okay, well, first off, not being injured is, I wouldn't say a skill, but that's part of the deal.
Right.
I have a hard time taking anything away from the Pacers.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's little breadcrumbs along the way. I mean, as silly as it might be, they were in the Cup the first year. Last year, they make the conference finals. This year, they made the conference finals again, and now they're in the NBA finals. You need some breaks. I think Dallas got that a little bit last year, made the final. That doesn't matter. You got there. And so here they are. I think there should be underdogs, but I think it's natural to think of Boston first because they won the title and they had a good year. Then to think of Cleveland because of the regular season they had.
Yeah.
New York, who's been building something. I can understand. And then Milwaukee had done it. So I could picture those 4 teams all being thought of ahead of Indiana at some point in some way, or more arguments made for them. Whether that's right or wrong.
I'm sorry, Cleveland, Boston, New York, and who was the 4th?
I said Milwaukee just because of
Okay.
Giannis, and they had done it before, even though now we're, 5 years removed from that title?
At best.
I think some people would have put them ahead of Milwaukee.
Sure, but at best,
choice.
You're not putting them above 3rd, right? At best, Indy was 3rd, and you're right, probably 4th. It was either Cleveland or Boston.
Yeah.
And then whoever came after that, I think most people would have said the Knicks. And then you're right. I think we would have put the Pacers 4th, but you can make an argument either way.
But then it's been about 2 years now where they've had one of the best offenses. Now they do again.
Yeah.
And then it's, do they have enough defense? Well, they've been much better defensively, the experience and then making plays. Look, they've had some big. What was the stat you gave a week ago or 2 weeks ago that? Like teams were 0 whatever, and they've got 3
of those comeback wins. From
this postseason, 7 or more. 7.
It's not a fluke.
Yeah, in the last minute. So they've had some breaks, but they've played through those. And here they are.
And on top of that, OKC has. Look, let me be really clear. Oklahoma City is a juggernaut, and I think they will win the title. And I've been very consistent about that. Since the playoffs began. And OKC is they went to 7 with Denver. They beat Minnesota in 5. So that's 4, 8, 12, and 1, 2, 3. They're 12 and 4. I
think both teams are 12 and 4, right?
Yes.
I think
you're exact.
Yeah, Pacers lost one in each of the other 2 rounds and twice lost once to.
But weirdly enough, with that 143-101 loss to Minnesota, right? You had the game where John Morant came out and they were down 27 at some point, 29. All right. And then you had the 3. I'm just saying there are vulnerabilities on OKC that they've shown. Now, maybe they've gotten it all together. And we talked about this, that 7-game series with Denver, that might have just been a styles make fights. That also might be, hey, Denver might be the second best team in the West. Minnesota certainly, I mean, they went through them. I wouldn't say like butter, but take away even that one loss. Let's not let that stand out. That was one loss. It was a 42-point loss. The Pacers play physical as well. I think this is going to be a bloody series. I think you got 2 teams that have no problems getting each other's faces. I think it's going to be very interesting if the attitude Pacers can overcome the physical Oklahoma City Thunders. Thunder. But when it comes to, Jason, the Pacers and how they got here,
right?
I thought this might be interesting. Once upon a time, you and I are old enough to remember, there was a guy named Adrian Wojnarowski, and he used to break a lot of news for the NBA. This was before Shams Charania, kids. He was on stage during the tournament, if you will, the one you were just talking about where the Pacers won. The Pacers have just beaten Indiana, Milwaukee, 128 to 119 to make it to the finals. Tyrese Halliburton had 15 points, 7 rebounds to go with 0 turnovers. I saw this clip and I thought, you know what? This is really interesting forecasting by Adrian Wojnarowski, and I thought you guys might enjoy this too.
And Tyrese Halliburton said this to me on the eve of this Final Four, which is, I am trying to tell players in this league, you'll want to come play with me. I'm going to get you the ball. I'm going to make it easy for you, and we are going to win. And what he is doing for this Indiana organization now is allowing their president, Kevin Pritchard, to be able to try to go find his Robin. When they traded for him, they weren't quite sure whether this was a Batman or a Robin. This is a Batman in the NBA. And what in a league where you're always measuring, especially in a small market, risk versus reward. Yeah. For Indiana now, and they've been aggressive in trying to trade for that big athletic two-way wing player that they need to build out this roster. And if that's OG Anunoby, if that's Pascal Siakam in Toronto, those kinds of players, as they become available in trade talks, as the Pacers, you know that we're willing to risk giving up picks and assets because we believe we will be able to re-sign that player, that we're not going to lose them in free agency. And that's vital for an organization like Indiana because you can't always take great risks in places that are not free agent destinations. And what Tyrese Halliburton is determined to do is make Indiana a place where they can get great players and then keep them. And right now you look around the league and players talk and they see a player like who would not want to play with Tyrese Halliburton right now. And that is transcendent for a market and an organization like Indiana.
So I think that's incredibly interesting. Mm-hmm. We'll take a break here. But when we come back, we got a number of things to talk about, including Mark Kotsay, his future. We're going to get into the T-Wolves postmortem a little bit later. What I find myself sticking my head on is Pascal Siakam was in play for the Kings. And the Kings got word that he was not keen on re-signing with them. If Halliburton had been in Sacramento in a different life, would Siakam have come here to play without? Was it Halliburton in Indiana? Or did Siakam not want to be a part? Was it the organization or was it Halliburton, is I guess what I'm saying, comparing the Pacers to the Kings organization. And I don't know if we're going to know that or not. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Should Mark Kotsay be in trouble? What should the A's do? We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-212-2828. 800-212-2828. That's 800-212-2828.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get a $15 prepaid MasterCard after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
So during the break, since I'm back, much to Chris's chagrin, you and I've been eating all these chips, or as they call it in the UK, crisps, which is stupid. But I've said this before, along with the chocolates, the very few things the UK has culinarily on the U.S. is their chips / crisps, what we know as chips, and chocolates. But I can see what's going on here. You brought in these flavors, Jason, and where are these all purchased from? Do I remember correctly? Like these are purchased from a certain place or state?
Yeah, they're all over the place. My brother picked up my niece from school, brought her home, and they on the drive home. So gas stations, different gimmicks along the way.
What state was that?
She was in Colorado, Colorado State. So driving home along the way,
So these are regional.
Yeah, I guess. But, some are California, some are Nevada, who knows?
So the Pringles flavors I'm looking at right now are Philly cheesesteak, hot honey, and everything bagel.
Yeah, which I think that's sold everywhere.
Is it sold? Are they?
I think. I don't know.
And then you've got bacon grilled cheese, Lay's chips. You have Tabasco flavored bugles. I think I've seen the pepperoni pizza, TGI Fridays potato skin chips. Those are darn good. This is hot mustard Doritos. Jamaican jerk.
No name brand.
That's from a 7-Eleven's house brand, like at Kirkland.
You like that?
I do. These are tangy ketchup Doritos. I haven't tried them yet, but I'll bet you I'll hate them. Buffalo sandwich. That's buffalo chicken sandwich Chex Mix remixes. I don't think you're a fan of these, correct?
I think Chris tried those and said they were awful.
Awful.
And so I'm like, I'll trust you.
And then Lay's wavy Korean style fried chicken.
Yeah.
So I think what's happening is, and I expect this to be a trend that will stay.
I was surprised they were all still here.
Yeah, so am I. Has Kyle been off work? Kyle Ledbetter?
No, he's been here.
Wow, attaboy. I think they're starting to take what's over. I think they're realizing what they're doing in Europe is actually like we have nacho and Cool Ranch and potato, sour cream and chive.
I thought you were going to bring some home.
I sorry guys, I didn't have room. I once again had to get a different. They loaded me up with a bunch of stuff, and I actually had to get another. One of these days, I'm actually going to bring an empty duffel bag over there instead of buying them over there and bringing them here. But over there, it's like legit. Their chips / crisps are like side of lamb, pork and onion. But it doesn't taste. I mean, it doesn't taste as bad as you like the side of lamb. It tastes mostly, honestly, like the spices on the side of lamb, not the lamb itself.
Gotcha.
One of them was gyro and tzatziki sauce or whatever. Like they're more this way with their stuff than we are. And I'm here for it. So Jason, what do we do about Mark Kotsay? Because with acknowledging that it's not, let me ask you two things. Do you think this is Mark Kotsay's fault?
No.
Okay. Do you think that, I'm asking, I'm not trying to lead you. Do you think that 50% or more of the rest of Major League Baseball would have fired their manager by now with the same performance?
I'm not sure because I think a couple things are in play here. So, when you do organization to organization, like when you compared earlier Baltimore, there were expectations.
A lot of expectations.
I think there were 0 for the A's. And then at one point in early May, when they're 4 games above 500, it's like, what are they up to?
Sure.
And then this has just been a monumental collapse. So with 0 expectations, it's different. With ownership that, do they just have their eyes on Vegas anyway? Like, is this let's just exist until we get there? Do we have, I don't know what they're trying to do, but I also then go to like the players we've talked to. They all seem to love him. Now, I don't expect them to say anything different, but I don't even think it's been leading questions. It's been like, oh, Kotsay, or they just seem to speak fondly of him.
Yes.
So I think that's a factor. So I guess a long-winded way, I don't know what other organizations would do. I think they are such a unique organization, and probably that's taken in a negative way, and for a lot of ways, maybe it is.
Yeah.
That I don't know that the record matters.
So I'm glad you said that, because you've arrived to, we talked about this a couple of times last week, Chris and I. You've arrived to, you're questioning it. I think it's that way. What I think is actually the center thing here. I don't think Mark Kotsay is going to get fired. I think a normal Major League Baseball franchise would either have fired him or be close to firing him right now. But I do think, and I think it's important for fans to get, like, John Fisher's kind of following through on what the smoke signals he sent out in his press conference. You're here to watch Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. You're here to watch other players and some A's. I don't think they care what the record is. I don't think they care what Mark Kotsay is doing. I don't think they're going to do anything that involves them spending any more money. And if they did fire Mark Kotsay, which, by the way, this isn't that out of the ordinary, though, but it's going to be a bench coach or somebody that they're going to promote from within and give him a tiny, well, they'll probably give him the bump equivalent to whatever they save off firing Mark Kotsay, if anything. I think it's going to stay that way.
Yeah.
They've sold their season cards. They've sold their season tickets. They filled the place up, or at least the tickets are sold. I don't think they care.
Yeah, and I remember this would have been before I was gone, so like a week and a half ago, or a week ago, or whatever. They were going through a couple of brutal losses where they were leading, and then blew it. And a lot of times it was the middle relief. And I remember telling you the only thing I could think of they could do differently was, I can't remember who they were playing. It was like the seventh inning, high leverage situation where if it was the postseason, I would go, bring in Mason Miller. You've got to get out of this inning. So they didn't, which is fine. And they bullpen, middle relief, blew the game. So then I think it was 2 games later, Kotsay went to Mason Miller, and who's a stud, and he gave up a 3-run home run. I'm like, he's kind of trying everything, and none of it's working.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's him, but that doesn't mean, hey, a lot of times it's not the manager or coach. And it's like, someone's got to go.
I don't disagree that it's not. I mean, I'm sure he's made some mistakes.
Sure,
I don't think this is because
by and large, right? Yeah.
Lost 17 of 18.
Brutal. And there's so many of them are the same way. Like yesterday, tuned in for a little bit, like, oh, good, they're finally going to win one. Here's 4-2, and then boom, here's a 6-run inning. They lose 8-4. You're like, and it was in the 7th inning again, or 8th. I can't remember what it was. I'm like, this team.
If you could just merge them and the Giants,
right?
Seems like a lot of one's weaknesses or another strength.
Yeah, and they've moved guys down to the minors. They've called guys up. I mean, they've tried a lot of different things.
At least they're not the Rockies.
Yeah, it could be worse.
I saw the stat earlier. You know how bad the Rockies are, Jason?
How bad are they?
Since May 2nd, the Colorado Rockies have 3 wins. Actually, hold on. Let me check. I think the A's have 1 more than that since May 2nd. But let me look. I could,
maybe
I could be wrong. Hold on. May 2nd. Since May 2nd. Okay, they have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have 5 wins. Okay,
yeah.
So
but a bunch of them right at the beginning.
Yeah. So since May 2nd. If I can do this right, let's see if I have audio for this. I probably don't. Since May 2nd, the Colorado Rockies have won 3 games. I don't have audio. Since May 2nd, that is the exact same amount of tournaments Scotty Scheffler has won on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Guess I'll take that off my what's not.
Oh, well. I also saw it something where it wins in May. I think the Rockies, maybe they had another one. So I think they had 4. The Denver Nuggets had 4.
Yeah, they're in the top half of attendance in Major League Baseball.
The Rockies are?
They are.
Wow.
And we are looking at ticket prices. It's not like they're giving like $5 tickets away or anything.
Like, I just don't understand, and I don't care enough. Maybe we can get somebody on from Denver. And I don't think most people care about the Rockies around here, but it's a good market.
It's a great market.
Yeah. We were talking about that yesterday. Denver's
good
a
park.
Great sports market. It's a wonderful park. being in Denver this time of year is insanely cool. Ball flies out of there. Mm-hmm. How are they so bad? Like, how did it get to this point?
Right, historically bad. Like, they're now the comps are to last year's White Sox team, and they're dramatically worse.
Yes, dramatically worse, Jason.
Yeah.
Which is
like 50 losses already.
Yes, I think they're the fastest in the modern era to get to 50 losses. Yeah. I think, what did we see last week? They're on pace to finish over 50 games behind the fourth place team in the NL West.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
So, if the team's on autopilot, and I find it weird. I'm talking about the A's, sorry. I found myself thinking about this. We can pick this up later, but I also saw this chart. Somebody did some research based on social media comments. Like, the Kings are in the more positive half of the NBA when it comes to negative things fans post. In other words, they were going the most negative fans in the NBA all the way down, which is funny because, like, Celtics fans were like the third most negative. But the Kings were actually they were right in the middle, but slanted like 2 spots towards positive. And I started thinking, and again, I'll never insult Sacramento fans. I'm one of them, but, like, are we too nice?
Like, to the A's or the Kings or
in
general?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
The A's, I feel, is indifferent just because what are they to our community? Like, I've been into them, but I also know, like, is this 3 years? Is this 1 year? Is this 4 years?
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but aren't you into the A's as much or more for, I get to see all the other teams. I'm a baseball fan. It's Sacramento, and it's the atmosphere. Like, are you into the A's?
Well, I think I've grown more into them because you go.
Yeah.
But I'm not, I don't leave going, like, I'm not.
Right.
Like a Kings loss, you drive home frustrated. Maybe I have been like, they blew that game, but it's not to the level. I don't have any expectations.
It's not the same. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break here. When we come back, just a couple-minute break. Let's do a postmortem on the Timberwolves. Wanted to save that for you, Jason Ross. When you came back, hey, my pleasure. We'll talk about whether or not what they're doing now is sustainable. But when we get back, Chris will have this ready. I got this from our good buddy Whitey Gleason in the afternoons. For those of you who've known the Rise guys a long time, and Whitey, he's very musically talented and very, very creative. And he's going to play this on his show, but he gave us permission to
are we debuting it?
We're debuting a song that he wrote about the playoffs, and one in particular player, probably guess who. And I've purposely not listened to it yet. I'm not sure if Chris has or not, but I don't know what else to do. I know this is what he'd do we'll do like a like it or spike it.
Okay.
Just like old.
I'm anxious.
We're going to play it, and then we'll let the listeners, both on the text line at 916-339-1140 and the YouTube chat, let us know so we can give Whitey the feedback. Like it or spike it. The debut of Whitey's new single, and T-Wolf's postmortem coming up next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 line versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, so Chris added 2 Pringles flavors during the break. We're lining up a bunch of
those were brought in on chip challenge day.
I only remember one.
Well, you weren't here.
Oh
no, he was for that one, for the Cayente for your birthday.
Was I?
But
okay, but not
not you were here for there.
I was or wasn't?
You were.
Okay, so I haven't
That's
had
what
these.
Simone gave me.
But
there's a different one of those.
Someone didn't give me any chips.
It's not your birthday. That's a good point. It's not my birthday.
Not my birthday.
Yeah, I'm trying hot ones here.
Chris, how are those?
They're good.
Wait, are they super spicy?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, you had them.
I did not. Not that one.
The red one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the day before you left. You didn't have any?
Nope.
Huh.
Was that hotter than the other one?
I think it was less hot than the other one.
Oh, okay.
Little okay. Little bit of okay.
Yeah,
that was sneaky.
I'm not trying that one.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's in my throat. It's a little tingly in the throat.
Okay. Maybe you need to hear the song.
I need to recover here. All right. Whitey Gleason has been making songs since I was in elementary school.
He writes the songs that make the whole world sing.
He really does. He really does. And here is, I believe it's called Have You Seen Him is the title of it, I think. He wrote this, produced it, sang it. Talented young man, Whitey is. And this will be on the afternoon show at some point, but it's the world debut, like it or spike it, of Have You Seen Him by Whitey Gleason.
Two years ago today, I thought my team could win. Now, the games are on, but I dream of what could have been. I see a familiar face. I used to cheer his name. I wish him well, even root for him, but it's not the same. He really seemed to like it here. It's too bad he couldn't stay. You know, Thursday's game 1 of the finals for him, but for us, just another day. I just have to accept he's gone, and every day I've tried. But when that shot went in against the Knicks, a little piece of me died. Oh, I see his face and I hear his name every time I tune into a playoff game. Holly, seen him? Holly, have you seen him? They got him 12th in a draft day steal, but they sent him away in the Sabonis deal. Holly, seen him? Holly, have you seen him? Why, oh, why wasn't Fox the one they'd trade away? Oh, I've been used to thinking we didn't need him, but I was wrong. But Tyrese, I was wrong. As another season comes to a close, I'm hoping for a point guard or something. Yeah, we used to have lots of those. With all the setbacks, I'm still a faithful fan. You know, it's funny. We drafted a guy taking someone else to the promised land. Holly seen him. Holly, have you seen him?
All right, Whitey. Yeah, babe. Good effort.
Different style than he's ever done that I can recall.
Much different style.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious what the masses say. That was
slight criticism.
You have one?
Slight criticism. I'm guessing Whitey can't hit those notes, but I think if there was someone that could hit those notes, that it would take it over the
hit the harmony notes.
Yeah,
a little harmony.
But I liked it.
I did too.
You know, it reminds me though. Towards the end of his career, for example, Kareem relied more on the sky hook than anything else. Just kind of went to the tried but true. You know, does Whitey still have the fastball? I'll leave that to you. But you know, it was a good effort.
Absolutely. Very creative. Always very creative. I liked it. No. You think I'm going to say something mean? Anytime I think of a Whitey song, I think of King Suck to the tune of King Tide and all the trouble they got into. They pissed them loose off so bad. Oh.
You don't remember that? Mm-mm. That was a thing.
I always think of Hito, the Lido song, the Hito Shuffle. I still sing that. When that song, if I ever hear it come on, I sing his version of it, like to the hook of the real song.
Well, we got some texts in all of a sudden. Let's see. Number from the 209. It sucks.
Oh,
I know. I'm reading them all from the 209. Sounds like he's saying Hallie Seaman.
No, 209 having a problem.
From the 707, keep playing that song. That song is awesome. From the 916, turning off for a few minutes till that song is definitely over. From the 707, that's number one on Sacktown Sports. I agree with that. From the 916, the Hito Shuffle was my favorite.
Yep, there's the one.
That'll be available on 2 cassettes or 1 CD for $19.95. What we got here? 4 minutes. Do I want to get into that? No. Do I want to get in? No. Yeah.
T-Wolves?
Yeah, I just want to spend more time on it. All right, okay. I got something for you. I got something in my little bag of tricks. I wanted to run by you at some point for specific times like this. I have a list here of, how should I say it? Feats in Major League Baseball that are the toughest. Somebody put that together. And by saying I have a list here, it's funny because I saved the list and it's not saved. So I don't have that list anymore,
okay.
Jason.
Do you have any recollection of
what it was saying that okay, so for example, perfect game.
Yeah.
It was in the bottom half.
What?
Here's why it was interesting. I want to find this list now. Because
what were they saying? Do you know that they thought was more difficult?
Okay, 2 grand slams in an inning.
Okay.
Fernando Tatis was done once.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Got it. Thank you. Number 10, no hitter.
Okay.
323 times a no hitter has happened in baseball. Number 9.
Have you been to a no hitter?
No. Have you?
No.
Oh, man, that'd be insane. You have to go to games though.
Let's see if I've seen any of these top 10.
Okay. I don't think you have.
Okay.
Number 9 happened 114 times. An immaculate inning. For those of you who don't know what an immaculate inning is, that's when a pitcher throws 9 balls, 9 strikes, and gets 3 outs. That's it. No foul tips, no this, no that. 9 pitches. That's it. KKK.
Wait, but isn't it? Yeah, that is. But
isn't it better to throw 3 pitches?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I don't know what that's called. We can have some fun with this too, Jason. Which has happened more in Major League Baseball history? A perfect game or a 4 home run game? Chris, play along too, please.
4 home run game.
4 home run game has happened more than a perfect game. Chris?
Perfect game.
Christopher Laud.
No, I'm saying a perfect game has happened more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then you both think a perfect game's happened more?
Yes.
Well, you're both wrong. Just kidding. You're right. 24 times a perfect game has happened. The 8th most impressive, according to this. Rarest, I guess, according to this list. 18 times there has been a 4 home run game. Which has happened more, a 10 RBI game or an unassisted triple play?
Unassisted triple play.
Yeah, unassisted triple play.
Okay. Trick question. They've both happened 15 times, tied for 6 and 5. Number 4. Well, how about this? Which has happened more? A pitcher has gotten 20 strikeouts in a game, or a player has 2 grand slams in a game?
2 grand slams.
Has happened more?
Yes.
Yes. 13 times a player's had 2 grand slams. 5 times, 20 strikeouts. The second least likely thing you will see in a single game, somebody getting 3 hits in 1 inning.
Wow.
That has happened 3 times.
Wow.
That makes sense.
And the number 1, you guys remember who it was, right?
They got 3 hits in a
No. They got 2 grand slams in 1 inning. That is Fernando Tatis
Senior.
I thought that was Bill Miller.
Bill Miller having 2 grand slams in the same inning?
Mm-hmm.
No.
From opposite sides of the plate.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I think it was. Are you sure it wasn't home runs? Or are you talking about in a game?
In a game?
Yeah, this was in an inning.
Yeah, I think it was in the same inning.
No.
Okay.
No. But I think you're right about the game. No, Tatis is the only one that's ever had him.
Okay.
He said,
he was
just so you guys know,
at Dodger Stadium.
Chris is saying okay.
Not comfortably.
And he's looking it up actively right now. When we come back, will Chris have maybe an all-time dunk on both of us? There's no chance.
On you.
Tatis is the only on me. Tatis is the only time. It's the only time. Let me put it this way: if Bill Miller hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning, I will do something. I'm just saying I'll like do something.
Not to me.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. What am I going to do to Chris? We'll find out next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
O'Reilly. You need parts? We got parts. Product availability? Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, first off, Bill Miller update, because now you got me curious, Chris. What'd you find? Because he did something. I know you're right about that. He did something super cool. I remember this as a Giants fan.
It's interesting because he was on the Red Sox at the time.
Made me look stupid right there.
I think I just had this. Oh, July 29th, 2003. Miller started off the game with a home run in the third against a young R.A. Dickey.
Oh,
let me turn the camera on.
Hey, turn the camera on. Thank you.
4 innings later, Miller stepped up to the bat again, this time from the right side of the plate, and with the bases loaded against reliever Aaron Foltz, he hit a grand slam, turning a 5-4 game into a 9-4 explosion. And as fate would have it, his next at bat, he would come up with the bases loaded again and hit a grand slam.
So 3 homers?
3 homers, 2. Yeah. So okay. So it was 3 homers, 2 of them grand slams in a game.
1 from each side of the plate.
1 from each side of the plate. So yeah, it was still pretty badass. You could argue is actually more badass than what Tatis did, but they're 2 different types of feet. I knew there was something though. No, so you're to be clear, you're incredibly wrong.
Yeah. Incredibly.
Also, so we're going to talk here, this segment, we're going to talk about the finals. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I blow the lid off of it since this is a new segment can you give me exactly 3 minutes?
Okay.
Okay. I want to talk about Donald Trump. I'm breaking my political rule, but I'm not. Bear with me. I saw during the break, so the new the current administration, we all know about tariffs and all that. I'm going to forewarn you guys. Speaking on this, I'm actually not trying to get political. I'm trying to get financial here because I just read something that's incredibly interesting. Because they're tying it directly to the tariff issue. In the last week alone, the Gap has lost $2 billion in market cap. Their stock is down 25%. That's what a lot of their stuff comes from outside. Then it tied into, so hold on a second. So now this A's ballpark in Vegas is largely dependent on the family raising funds from their own personal fortune to help fund this, in addition to what the government is throwing in, which, let's be honest, the government, I think, is throwing in like $350 million of a $1 billion project. That not only might that make it it will make it more difficult for Fisher and his family to come up with the money, but they're also saying that should the tariff situation stay the same, that the cost of the ballpark could go up anywhere from 30 to 60% based on the steel, based on I don't know what goes into it. But the whole point of it was the tariff situation, more than almost anything now, is throwing the ballpark in Vegas into serious jeopardy from a number of different sides. So it'll be very interesting to follow this story. Again, I told you it's kind of political, but it's not. It's just based on the situation, that the A's situation might be a real world effect of what's going on and could ultimately be something. Now, we got a lot of time, they're talking about groundbreaking, but you still got to build the thing. And you wonder about like the delays in actually building, because they're already pretty much ready to go. It might be what they don't want to do is start the process and then go, we're like out of money. This has now gone to a $2-3 billion stadium. We don't have it. And now you have like the hole in the ground in, near the old Arco Arena where you've got this, quarter built, half built thing. So the thought is, the reporting is that there's some internal discussions going on right now where they kind of want to wait and see in part where this tariff thing is going to go before they go full force into building the Vegas stadium. So stay tuned. It's an interesting wrinkle I just hadn't heard of.
Well, even that in Vegas, they've stopped on some building projects recently. I believe the Wynn had like this huge renovation that they're planning that they basically said, yeah, we're going to wait this one out.
Interesting. Honestly, I guess it makes sense that whole thing makes sense to talk about, but I just never seen or thought of that angle, that whole city. Yeah, I know. I mean, you think about other stuff. I wasn't thinking about ballparks. I mean, I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say, wouldn't it be funny if, or I don't even know if it's funny, or wouldn't it be weird if that of all things is the thing that ends up killing the Vegas ballpark deal? That's
why when people are like, hey, things happen.
Yeah.
Just don't know.
And again,
maybe it's nothing, but maybe it's something.
Right, exactly. And so, like I said, it's kind of political, but it's not. I mean, I get it, but it's directly sports related, and I'm not here to say it's good or bad or
Well, Fisher is so proud about his A's team going to Vegas. I'm sure that money won't be a price for him to make it happen.
Well, the stock thing's a real thing, though.
Yeah,
that
stock thing is a real
to any company,
Yeah, and honestly, they don't have like, I mean, 8+ billion is a pretty big market cap, but it's not like massive. Like that's not considered like a huge company. There's some with triple-digit billion market caps. That's just, it'd be interesting. I'd love to hear what Kelly Brothers' take is about this on Thursday. So, anyways,
good at business.
Went off the rails there, but brought it back because that's something that's actually worth monitoring. All right, the finals are set. Thunder Pacers. Thunder massive favorites. Let's start with I want to make sure we're on the same page. I think they are. I adore this for the small markets. Are you on the same?
Yeah, I'm actually. I don't know why I think less of the small market angle in this than I do of the non-champions. No titles for the Pacers, none for the Thunder.
Right?
Didn't Thunder win in the 70s?
I think that's dumb too. Like, this is the Thunder's first championship. Right. I also don't like I said, I don't like that we use the Royals championship. I get it. Yeah. I get it. I understand it. I just personally don't like it. It's like, come on, man. That's not here. But whatever. Anyway.
You can't talk about the Kings' 100-year franchise.
You're right. And I love talking about that. The Kings are the oldest franchise in the NBA. I love talking about that. Is it hypocritical? Yes. Do I care? No. But yeah, I mean,
we've had 40 years here with no titles. I don't know how many years they've been in. It's like 16, 17, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Durant's second year.
Yeah.
Westbrook's first, whatever that is.
And I was wondering this last week, Jason. And again, I need to see if Softy from KJR is available up in Seattle, Dave Mahler. I wonder how Seattle is. My guess is indifference and we're not watching, but like, is there any emotion attached to this for them, or has it been long enough where they're like, yeah, we just don't care. We don't watch the NBA. We don't care. Thunder could win it. Pacers could win it. We don't care. I imagine they're rooting for the Pacers.
I gotta believe there's probably some that stayed with them. Some, it might be a very small percentage.
Yeah.
Some that absolutely hate Clay Bennett and that organization. Some that are done with basketball. Can't wait for their team to come in if they're getting one here. It seems like they will. Yeah, I mean, I guess, do we have a little bit of a parallel here? I mean, I see people, Whitey's song about Halliburton. A lot of people are just immediately jump to, if we still had Halliburton, this is where the Kings would be, which I couldn't disagree with more.
Okay. Forgive me, but when we're separated for a week, there's some things where I'm like, okay, we did or we did. We went into detail. We talked quite a bit, shockingly, about Tyrese Halliburton last week. And my conclusion, and I have a feeling you and I are very much on the same page. Like, did the Kings win the trade? No. Asterisk. And the asterisk is no, but also, had the Kings done every move the Pacers have done, the exact move the Pacers have done since that trade, and the Pacers had done every move the Kings had or hadn't done since, I don't know if the Kings would be in the finals because the Western Conference is more difficult, but I'm pretty sure the Kings would be better than the Pacers, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. If the Kings had acquired Pascal Siakam, if the Kings had drafted who they had and done the things and made the moves that the Pacers have made, and also Tyrese Halliburton was out there in Indiana playing with Miles Turner and a couple guys, I think we're having a. I don't think the Kings would be as successful as the Pacers are right now, but I think they would be more successful than the Pacers in that situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I just think it's it's not the same comparison. I think Halliburton would be a great player here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think we could all agree on that.
Yes.
I just don't think they would be in the Western Conference Finals. I don't think they would be that much farther along, if at all. I don't know. It all, you have to see it in real time, but when he's a member of the Pacers, it started slowly. They didn't make the playoffs the first year. Then every other move after that has been a good move, and he's been a big part of it. Mm-hmm. But I guess I understand why Kings fans are frustrated. I just don't put that together anymore as like what could have been here. I mean, I would be just Halliburton as the player.
Yeah.
I don't put it as the Kings would be in the Pacers' position.
I
don't like that they don't have Halliburton and Fox now. Right. I hate that part of it. But, I mean, the common theme is, in one sense, that, the Pacers had Sabonis, the Thunder had Sabonis.
Yes.
The Pacers had Paul George, the Thunder had Paul George. Those two players helped both those organizations get better.
They did.
And that's kind of a weird thing.
But here's the thing. Sabonis has helped the Kings get better.
Absolutely.
Regardless of how you want to look at the past, and I'm not standing in front of the Kings, but regardless of how you want to look at the past 3.5 years, the Kings are better now than before they traded Sabonis.
Yeah.
For Sabonis.
And the narratives on a couple of these things that are related to each team here, as far as Kings and Pacers, let's say, there's a narrative that Sabonis and Turner didn't work. That's out there.
Right.
I would debate that, but that's okay.
Sure.
But I would say most people would say Sabonis is the better player than Turner.
Yes.
The narrative is Fox and Halliburton didn't work. I think that's worth debating. And the debate on who's better, that's fine too. Halliburton or Fox.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is now Turner with Siakam and Nembhard,
right,
and Nesmith,
yes,
and McConnell,
yes,
and Halliburton. I mean, it's
yes,
that looks pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fit. Like OKC, like we've done before. OKC's pieces. Oh, everybody would take SGA. A lot of people would take Chet. A lot of people would take Jalen. But then you kind of go, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But all together, it's beautiful.
And that's a theme that we've been talking about for months now. The Kings have talented players. Levine's very, very talented.
Absolutely.
Sabonis very, very
Absolutely.
talented. Although very talented. They fit like ice cream and A1 sauce.
Well, and that's why I would say like the fix, I won't say is easy by any means if you're the Kings and Scott Perry in the front office.
Yes.
But I don't think they're absent of assets. I just don't know how they turn what they have into something that's the better fit or the better team.
You're talking about this iteration right now?
Yeah. So like the Levine part. Levine is good.
Yes.
He's good.
No doubt.
I don't know how many people want Levine.
Very few.
Yeah. Sabonis is really good.
Yes.
I bet people want him, but is that the right move to make for what you would get back versus what he is to you?
Yes.
DeRozan just down the line.
That's
and
right.
like the probably the stuff that people would really want based on contracts. Like, I want to get my hands on Keon Ellis. I bet you do.
I'll bet you do.
But I wouldn't want to trade him. Not that he's not tradable.
That's right.
But you found him.
Yeah.
He's on your relatively inexpensive dime.
Yes.
That's a win.
Yes.
So,
and that's a decision they have to make, by the way, to extend Keon Ellis this summer or stay on the nice young deal, but risk losing him as an unrestricted next year.
Yeah. So all these teams that like when we did postmortems, like, oh, the Knicks, they're stacked. They need to work on the edges.
Yes.
Like they would love someone like that. Because like, hey, he'll help make the team better and he's cheap.
That's right.
Cheaper. Or every team, Minnesota, any team you want, like we need someone like that. Yeah, you do. But the Kings have them. And I don't think, anyway.
Well, no. And that's been the theme to what I've been saying for the last week while you were gone is that did the Kings win the Halliburton Sabonis trade? That is, again, I'll go back. I'll just use myself and give you a silly example because I always use my wife. If I got a divorce tomorrow,
set the screen.
Was my marriage a failure? I have one kid going to a great school. The other one's coming. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
If I got divorced tomorrow, my marriage by definition has failed, but I would never say the marriage was a failure and I could, do 30 reasons, but I would never trade these 18 years, July, for my children and what they've done.
Exactly.
It's a goofy analogy, but it's me. Who won the trade is a surface question that lacks context. You have to look at all those months and years that we had Monty on the show. That I remember that one time specifically. It's like, dude, you're not doing anything. Like, what are you doing? When we had Monty on at camp this last year, who's playing the 4? McDaniels isn't. What are you doing? What is going on?
Yeah.
These were warning signs that we, not just us, we're trying to, pat the back here. A lot of people had these questions. The Pacers got Halliburton, fair play to them, but then they went, as we just listed out. By the way, who doesn't get enough credit? The Thunder. Here's why. You have to be willing to take chances, and sometimes you have to be willing to do the hard things. I have every belief in the world that when it's all said and done, maybe I'm wrong, but I'll bet you Sam Presti feels the same way I do. I think Josh Giddey's going to have a better career than Alex Caruso. I think Alex Caruso is a fantastic player.
Right.
I think Josh Giddey.
That's what they needed.
Josh Giddey's 21 years old.
Right.
And look at his numbers. Dude's a stud. He's only starting to get good. I think the Bulls got the better end of that deal head to head. I think Josh Giddey's a better player long term. Alex Caruso is better for the Thunder.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in the finals without Alex Caruso. I think he's the difference.
And I think when we do the definition of win the trade, we go head to head.
That's
go
right.
Player for player.
Can't
so if you're doing
it.
Caruso versus Giddey, you're right. Giddey might end up being a multi-time all-star. I don't think Caruso ever will be. Doesn't mean he isn't important to this team.
That's right.
And it's also you can kind of check in on the trade multiple times because if you're doing it player for player, I think almost every year when they're preseason ranked the top 100, I think the last couple Halliburton's maybe been 2 spots ahead of Sabonis.
Sure, yeah.
So I mean they're both top 25 players. But this year, we all thought Sabonis should have been an all-star. He wasn't. Why? Partly because they didn't win enough games. Part of that's on Sabonis. But if they had 5 more wins and he's an all-star, that's right. Well, Halliburton won more games, partly because of Halliburton, but also his roster. And I would say after the first year when the Kings were in the playoffs and the Pacers weren't, people said the Kings won the trade.
Yeah.
Now you go another year. Now no one would say the Kings won because the Halliburton's here. They're in the finals.
It's the context of the moves.
You need the whole thing.
916-339-1140 is our text line. From the 916, I'll read a couple here. From the 916, Dort, Caruso, Hartenstein. Defense. Kings don't get defensive players. They keep chasing the sexy names. I couldn't agree with that text more. That's something we have screamed from the top of our lungs. Also from the 916. Kings did not win the trade. Stop adding all this junk to the narrative. They thought they won it just like the Clippers thought they won it. See, that's where, and I'm not picking on this person. You got to listen harder. That's not what we're saying. You have to, this is not binary. You have to pick up the nuance in the conversation. Head to head, we could have an argument. But the Pacers surrounded Halliburton and took the chances to get them there. We're giving the organization credit, and I think the two organizations deserve more credit and blame than Halliburton and Sabonis themselves. And I don't like it, and we talked about this last week, Jason. What I don't like is I'm starting to see more and more that are trashing Sabonis. That's not the route to go. This isn't his fault.
Right. And this isn't what happened. It's a half a season. But let's just pretend for argument that Zach LaVine coming over was the equivalent to Siakam for the Pacers.
Sure.
So when they got LaVine, the Kings just took off and won a bunch of – it was like, that was the guy. Wow, we didn't think it, but that was the guy.
Yeah.
The Kings finished 4th and whatever, lost in the second round.
Uh-huh.
Was Sabonis any better?
No. He just was Sabonis-y.
Right.
Now, there's, we can talk about his playoff performance and lack thereof. I mean, that's complicated.
Sure.
But
But there's, if we do that, like there was one of the, Halliburton had just an awful game in one of the series. But he was great too.
Yes.
We don't need to get into the minutia of it all. Sabonis is a really good player.
That is correct.
Halliburton's a really good player.
That is correct.
Halliburton's on more of the stage. He's been great. He's been coming through, and he's in the finals, and he may win a championship.
That's right. He's 4 wins away from a title. And I think there's some people that will listen and say, God, you guys this is beating a dead horse. No, the horse is still, this is still happening, number one. But I think it's such an involved and layered and nuanced conversation. And for me, I won't speak for you. For me, I think it is incredibly important for us as fans to understand this is a failure of organization, just like it is a triumph of organization. Look at the Pacers, their stability with their coach, their stability with their general manager, the stability in ownership, the taking the chance and adding players, worrying about fit, whereas you have the Kings, keep saying it time and time again, until there is a massive philosophical change in how the basketball operations of this organization are run from the top, Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You are not a good team, and you had an opportunity to draft Luka Doncic,
right?
And you drafted for fit. Oklahoma City didn't do that. That's how they ended up with Josh Giddey. And they waited, they found the right spot, and they got the piece they need. They gathered assets.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to, while the Knicks were giving up 5 unprotected firsts for Mikal Bridges, while the Pacers were giving up Bruce Brown and 2 firsts for Pascal Siakam, while the Thunder were giving up Alex Caruso Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. You were drafting pretty players.
Mm-hmm.
I like Zach LaVine. He makes the baskets. And let's add DeMar DeRozan. He's good, I guess. And he had that song, that he's in the song. And you're doing all this stuff for the wrong reasons. Right. And you're gathering this grab bag of players that are individually all very good or mostly very good, but there's not a fit. And until you stop chasing the pretty players, it will never change.
And it's hard for probably the organization, but more specifically the fans, these last 2 finals in particular, because Luka was in there last year. Now, he didn't win, but he was there.
Yes.
And he was that close to winning, knowing a guy you could have drafted.
Yes.
And then this year, a guy you did draft.
Yes.
And had. Now, you got some bonus for him, but he's in the finals and could win the title
That's
this year.
Exactly right.
So this is 2 years in a row that's kind of been a kick to the groin.
And not even the worst case scenario. That's the thing. We're not even there, because you're going to tell me that it's not even worth talking about the idea that I think next year would be too early, but sometime in the next 3 to 4 years, what Kings fans, unfortunately, and what's going to be, you think this Halliburton talk is toxic? Wait till De'Aaron Fox is putting up 30, 40 points a game with the Spurs next year. Wait till he's healthy. And if you think De'Aaron Fox is just going to disappear, if you forget the De'Aaron Fox that was best when he was pissed, you think he's not pissed right now?
Yeah.
You think he's not listening and hearing and reading all his own press? Nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear it. But watch this conversation on June 2nd, 2025. Come back here next season if you've got a healthy Fox, Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, Giannis, whatever that ends up being. It's going to make the Halliburton conversation look like a kiss from your nana.
Yeah, but that's also the same conversation because it's like people thought Fox couldn't win a title here, and they might have been right. I mean, he hadn't.
He thought that he could not win a title
So
here.
if he went somewhere else, it isn't because he wasn't good here.
Right.
And the Kings blew it. Well, maybe they did because they didn't surround him with the right players.
Right.
It's because he went somewhere else, still very good, but was surrounded by the right players.
He went to an organization that was not going to make the playoffs from a team that win-loss wise is better because he wanted a stable organization to play with and thought this was not this is all, again, lessons to be learned.
Yeah.
Why we got here, why we're here, why we're doomed to repeat it if it doesn't stop from the top down. We'll take a break. When we return, we got a postmortem on the New York Knicks. And I'm going to tell you one move they have to make that I don't think you're going to agree with. But I'm going to go back, Jason Ross, to the late 80s for this one. Maybe early 90s, I forget. Because I think the Knicks are in line for something I've mentioned before. We'll talk about it next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, when the A's broke their losing streak to finish the last homestand, it was a special day for Logan Davidson and Willie MacIver. Each guy got his first major league hit. And for MacIver, who grew up an A's fan, he drove in the go-ahead run in the bottom of the eighth inning and threw out the potential tying run to end the game. A storybook finish to a special afternoon. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Are you thinking about buying a new car? Well, maybe you're on the fence. Let me help you out. Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the first time I stepped into the MP of Stockton showroom, I knew I made the right choice. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV. It's comfortable, stylish, and most importantly, it's safe. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. It's just a short drive down I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com.
Saturday, June 7th, the Spears Cars Tours West lights up the Stockton 99 Speedway with limited and pro late models, MMI Legends, mini stocks, and NCAA sprints. Presented to you by Tracy Ford. Gates open at 5, racing at 6. Grab your tickets now at Stockton99.com. Be there.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Bogey Jones in the Daily Divot, golf is the best sport ever, and they provide a few reasons why. Some include no two courses are the same, so you'll never get bored. Some are wicked long, others have super thick rough, and others have fast greens. Enjoy the variety. You can make the game competitive with anyone. With other sports, bigger, stronger, younger opponents may have an edge. In golf, different tees and a formal handicap system makes it competitive, even if you're a 30 handicap. Golf can't be conquered. One day you can't miss a shot, the next day you want to throw all your clubs into the lake. The unpredictability is fascinating, and age is just a number. You can play when you're 70 years old. In fact, some don't take up the game until later in life, but don't wait that long. And you'll meet amazing people, celebrities, athletes, successful CEOs. You never know who you'll meet on a golf course. And oh yeah, it's a game. So have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Have an injury?
Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called Downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222 and visit them at calldowntown.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
The Toronto Raptors say that they want a new star. They're in the market for it. Well, according to Bovada, the favorite to land in Toronto is Domantas Sabonis, followed by Giannis, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. Drew Holiday also on the list. Jamal Murray, Lauri Markkanen, Kevin Durant, Jaren Jackson Jr., a few others, John Morant, Nikola Jokic is plus 4,000.
Wow.
But Domantas Sabonis is the favorite at plus 500. 3 of the top 4 are Sacramento Kings.
Yeah. That's what my point was. Like, they're not as empty of assets as people think,
right?
But yeah, are they going to be able to trade any of them? Will they trade any of them? Will they trade all of them? I don't know.
Problem is, if you're Scott Perry, you have to make a really tough decision, dude. Because you can make an argument that offloading Zach LaVine for anything.
Yes.
Does he have literal zero trade value? And if you could just get, it's not a matter, and this is where finances come in, because on the surface, it's like, yeah, stupid. The guy averages high 20s on great splits. Like, what are you talking? Of course he's but what's his contract?
Right.
And how does he affect winning? So is getting off that contract worth what you could get for that money? But also then you're now admitting as a franchise you completely botched the trade that should have kicked off your rebuild or even a retool.
Yeah.
Your highest trade asset, your biggest trade asset, and you completely crap the bed and you let a GM do it that you knew was probably going to be out the door.
Yeah.
That's where I hope Scott Perry can come in and go, yeah, I don't care what happened before me. I'm going to do what's best for this team moving forward, and I don't care about narratives. And it's going to, short-term pain, long-term gain. The New York Knicks, they're currently in Cabo or Cancun, depending on.
That's what they went.
All of them went.
Wow. Yeah, they're fast.
Best season in 25 years.
Yep.
But they don't got a lot of options, Jason Ross.
No, they don't have many free agents. I think the free agents are the guys on the edges. It's like Shamit. It's Campaign.
Shamit.
Sounds
like you're angry at something.
Precious Achua.
That's
kind of it for them. And so they've done their moves, right? They got Towns. They got OG. They got Bridges. So they've done that. They're already going to be, I think, top 5 salary next year.
They will. Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, all those guys all signed. Brunson, Anunoby, Cat, all signed through next year. As you said, Achua, Campaign, DeLon Wright, former King, Landry Shamet, Matt Ryan, who cares? Jacob Toppin.
Quarterback?
Yeah, exactly. Matt Ryan, weirdly enough, 2 sports star.
Yeah.
They're all free agents.
Yeah. So
I don't think they care.
And obviously they had a great year. It's funny, the second you lose and you're in a big market like that, I mean, there was stuff right away like, oh, Knicks people internally all think Cat's not good enough defensively. And, we already played the clip earlier. Brunson, can he be a 1A? Can this team win with a small point? It's like, my goodness. They had an amazing year. Or is Tibbs the guy to lead them to the next level? It's like, wow. But I guess, that's the narrative you have to go through in a bigger market like that. But I mean, to me, I think the best bet is to kind of run it back, see if you've got can get the moves on the edges and see what's there. But did you have something else in mind?
Well, yeah, you stumbled around it.
Okay.
You gotta let Tibbs go.
Why?
Because I think this is a Doug Collins team. I think they fit the Doug Collins narrative. I really do. I think Tibbs is a great coach to get you there. I don't know that Tibbs is the coach that's going to get you over the top. Oklahoma City is a anomaly in a sense that they're so deep. But you generally have, even the Boston Celtics have depth. They have depth, not OKC depth, but depth. I think Tibbs would be a great coach for the Kings right now. I mean, no offense to Doug Christie. I'm saying if Doug didn't exist, Tibbs is a great coach for that team.
But who's the over-the-top coach then for the Knicks?
That's the great question.
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson's a great coach for that. You know who I think would actually be really interesting in New York? Be Michael Malone. I think Malone might be I think he would be real. He has a championship pedigree. He did it in a mid-market, not a small market, but he did it in a mid-market. I think Malone fits New York. I think he just fits that style and that attitude. And maybe it's not Malone. But if I would take a good long look, I would talk to my players in the exits. You don't want to do something stupid and completely put a pin in the balloon. And I think Tibbs is a really good coach. I just think, for example, Doug Collins was a very good coach to get the team up the mountain, and you had to have Phil Jackson come in and get him over. I think Mark Jackson, although I would never want him here, but you have to give him credit for what he did with the Warriors. Steve Kerr got them over the top. I think you can go back through NBA history, and not all the time, but there are definitely coaches that help you build, teach all the right lessons, certainly deserve credit for a title. But then the coach that comes in, he's the new voice. He's going to change things around a little bit. He's going to say this, and this. I'm the new face. It's the white glove team that comes in after one team has worked on the project for months, if not years, and then you get them out of the room and you bring the new team in that's never seen the project before and goes, okay, you guys have been staring at this forever. I just looked at this and right away I see a couple of things I'd change, and they end up being the right things. I think, because you're right, Jason, they don't have a lot, unless they want to get rid of some of that core, which I don't think they do at all. I don't think they have a lot of room to maneuver. I think there was a window this year with Boston going down, but guess what? There's probably going to be a window next year with Boston too.
Yeah.
The Eastern Conference might be wide ass open next year. What is it? Is it Indiana? Is it the Knicks? Is it Boston with some move they're going to make? Is it somebody else?
Yeah. Did Detroit get better? Or Orlando? Yeah.
Sure. I think the Eastern Conference is going to be amazingly fun to predict next
year. And I think a lot of the moving parts for this offseason, I think everybody's got their eye on Giannis. What's really happening there? Maybe even Durant. Where does Durant? I mean, really, almost every team that gets eliminated on these first takes and get up shows, it's like, do the Wolves, should they go after Durant? The Knicks, should they go after Durant? It's like,
yeah, how are you getting?
Yes, everybody should.
Sure.
But they all can't. There's one of them.
Right. What are you doing? And it's really like, so what do the Knicks need? I don't think they need defense. I mean, you can't ever have too much defense,
right.
But you've got Josh Hart. You've got, obviously, Mikal Bridges. You have Mitchell Robinson. You have OG Anunoby. I don't put Brunson in there. I feel like I'm forgetting one guy. But do they need scoring? Do they need a 1B? I don't know. I don't really put Karl Anthony Towns, even though he's a 7-footer. He's not like a defensive wonder horse.
Right. No, I feel like their two best offensive players are Towns and Brunson. And of their starters, that's probably their two worst. And they're not hideous, but
right.
I mean, OG and Bridges are great defenders. Hart's a pretty good defender.
Anunoby's a good defender.
Yeah, he's great. I think they'll look at maybe there's minutes, and I don't know the plus minus. Maybe are they better when Robinson's on the floor over Towns, even though Towns is so good offense? I don't know, but they traded for Towns. Towns is a big reason why they got to where they are. So it's probably a little nuance in there of just year to year? Is it just different next year on something, or the better matchup, or whatever the Pacers change a little bit fits them better? I don't know.
It's funny you mentioned on the floor, off the floor, because it's so confusing how that works. I'm going to share this with everybody here. This is something we talked about. When Jalen Brunson is on the floor in the series, this is as through game 5. When Jalen Brunson was on the floor, the Knicks net rating was minus 11.6. When Jalen Brunson was on the bench, their net rating was plus 18.
Wow.
That is a 29.7 difference in your star.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, we talked about this last week. This is where, obviously the Knicks are a better team when Jalen Brunson is playing, but I would, if I'm the Knicks, I put that stat up on the wall and I go, guys, I'm not trying to say the Knicks are better when Jalen Brunson's on the bench. I need to understand why this stat is the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that would jump, they lost the series, so you lose 4-2. You lost the point total probably, unless you had 2 blowout wins. But why? I think that's an outlier for the year, though.
Yeah. And that's what I wonder is you look at the year, you look at the series. Also, are you playing Brunson so many minutes that the only time he's sitting is in a blowout situation?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know the answer.
Yeah.
And maybe the answer is that simple. And I go, okay, cool, let's move on. The Knicks have to do something, and like we said, they can work a little bit around the edges, as every team does. Pick up this guy's free agent, that guy in this team, and that second round pick, that for whatever. But also remember, they as you said, they traded 5 picks for Bridges. They're not flush with any picks. Right. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do. And I would just keep an eyebrow on Tom Thibodeau. That's all. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot? Who's not? Chris had to come up with extra work on this one because you stole his stat earlier, Jason. And we'll go streaking, I guess. Whatever. Streaking wasn't very kind last week. We'll do all that right after this.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. Paul George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So we had a huge new business pitch.
Attention, all hands on deck.
When, boom, our only printer was fried.
Up in smoke, like your chances of landing that account.
Well, I just sent the file to Staples. Devin, the print associate, was on it. She had it printed and bound same day.
So where's the drama?
There wasn't any. Staples made it super easy.
Inconceivable. For the product, services, and experts you need, Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Carmichael Dave here. Father's Day, June 15th. And Timber Creek just handed you the perfect gift idea. Now through Father's Day, when you stop by the pro shop, it's buy 2 dozen, get 1 free on select Srixon golf balls. Yeah, Z-Star, Q-Star, Soft Feel, all the good stuff. So whether you're shopping for dad, or let's be honest, you are the dad, this is your sign to stock up and get back out there. Best part, you're doing it at Sacramento's top-rated course, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines. Deal ends Father's Day, June 15th. Go get them.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Chris. Who's hot?
Jacob Wilson.
Yeah. That's the one thing going for the A's.
Did you know that he has he's leading the league in singles?
Okay.
The last rookie to have 4 more singles than all other Major League Baseball players through the end of May in a season was
Vince Coleman.
Nope.
I don't know.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro Suzuki.
In 2001.
2001.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Who's not?
New York sports teams.
What?
So on Saturday, the Knicks lost to the Pacers 125-108. The Yankees on that same day lost to the Dodgers 18-2. It's the first metro area to have an MLB team and an NBA team each lose by 15 or more on the same day, regular season or playoff.
Yeah, but Judge homer twice. The 2 runs. All rise.
All rise. Yeah, but still. That's what I said.
But
forgot something in our last conversation. We did talk about it a little bit. Can I give you a blockbuster move that I think is going to happen this summer with the Knicks too? And we did talk about this, but it just makes too much sense. You ready? Mm-hmm. Just going to show you that's happening.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant. First off, the money works. Secondly, Towns and Booker went to Kentucky together. They're super close. I think they actually have the same agent, if I remember correctly. Durant wants to go to New York, has always wanted to go to New York. And there's their scoring.
He's always wanted to go to New York, and he went to New York, and then he left New York.
Yeah, that was kind of New York. I mean, it is New York. But let me rephrase that. The Knicks. I think he's always had a fascination with the Knicks. He's coming to the end of his career. I think the idea of winning a championship in New York for the Knicks, as far as legacy goes, is something he was trying to do in Brooklyn. Didn't work out. This is his next shot in the Big Apple. Let's be honest. That if you say the Mets are the Yankees' little brother, if you say the Jets are the Giants' little brother, the Nets are like the adopted step kid.
Do they all go out to lunch together?
When they visit, yeah, they do. Those are 2 massive $50 million contracts that make sense. Now, all of a sudden, by the way, it's not like the Suns couldn't fit Karl Anthony. A Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal pairing, trio. It would at least be kind of interesting, assuming they still have Beal.
More interesting than Durant?
It didn't work. I don't think it's because it's Durant, but they're paying Durant $50 million. They got to sell tickets next year. Didn't work. You bring Towns out there. I think there'd be a lot more excitement in New York for Durant than there would be in Phoenix for Karl Anthony Towns. It's not like the Knicks can really throw much else at them. I'm trying to think of who else they could throw at him. And I don't know. I mean, you're also getting, I think, pretty significantly younger with Towns.
Oh, yeah.
But how much? Yeah, 29 to, 34? 35? How old was he? 36. God, Durant's going to be 37 in September. I don't know. Let me ask you this. Who says no? If you're between the 2 teams, either one, who says no?
Maybe the alarm bells sound in New York.
You think so?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who's your big?
In New York? Mitchell Robinson. I mean, you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
Domantas Sabonis. Oh, what?
Wow.
What? What is that? Why would you do that? I'm not trying to trade him. Well, let me just adjust this, Jason, here. Let me see here. Let me adjust the deal.
What are you up to over there?
Let's see. Just real quick before we go streaking. Let's go Sabonis. And they wouldn't do this. But Miles Bridges and Josh Hart would work for Sabonis. Straight up. They'd go for that, right?
Sure.
Would you? Are you telling me the Knicks wouldn't trade Cat, Miles Bridges, and Josh Hart for Kevin Durant and Domantas Sabonis? Because that's how you have to look at it.
So then it'd be what?
It'd be
OG,
Brunson, Durant, Sabonis, and friends.
Okay,
that's a better team. That's a championship team right there, in my opinion. Not being biased as a Kings fan, who would love that trade.
The Kings lost the trade.
Oh my God, how great would that? I love Domantas Sabonis. How insanely great. If that happened, and Scott Perry,
yeah,
Knicks guy,
yeah,
lots of connections. You know,
helping out his old team,
calling him up. Hey, we're gonna help you out. We'll even throw in a pick because you don't have any picks. Sabonis in a future top 5 protected for Josh Hart. Josh Hart doesn't even start, Rhymes. And Bridges, who can't shoot. Well, that's not like driving their value down. Anyways, that's a dumb idea, Chris. Let's go streaking. Don't ever bring it up again.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
or are we? Going into Friday.
Yeah.
You were at 0.
I was.
Chris was at 0.
Garbage.
I got a hit every day last week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I was at 3 going
Did
into
you
Friday.
consider staying gone until the streak was over?
Going? Well, Dave, you went with Bobby Witt Jr. on Friday. He got up 5 times. He got 1 hit. It was a home run with an RBI. Good job. So you're at 1.
I am.
Chris was at 0. He took Jackson Holiday. You got up 3 times.
Come on.
Chris?
I want the song.
One for 3. So Dave's at 1, Chris is at 0. I was at 3, and I took Elliot Ramos of the Giants. He got up 5 times.
Can I say that name is spelled way too cool for it to be Elliot?
Elliot.
It's Heliot. It should be like Elio.
Elio
would be Elio Ramos, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Elliot Ramos.
Just another dude.
I'm just saying that name is spelled so cool and yet pronounced so lame.
Yeah.
Shout out Elios.
Anyway, 1 for 5. So I'm at 4. You're at 1. Chris is at 0.
Okay. All right.
New day.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Honest to God. Knicks call up the Suns. Hey, we'll give you Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant. Who says no? Like, if somebody says no, who do you think would say no?
Let's see.
Chris, do you have an idea?
Maybe the Suns.
Maybe the Suns. Okay.
Because if they're going to move Durant, I think they're going to want they might have choices, and I don't know if Towns would be their first choice.
37-29, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I think that's a move.
You had Ayton.
You even said maybe the Suns, so you're on the fence, sort of.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, everybody would want Durant. I don't feel like the Knicks are far off at all. Like, they were in the conference finals. They blew game 1. Like, they're.
Do you think they're better with Kevin Durant as opposed to Karl Anthony Towns?
I don't know that.
Yeah. Chris?
I would say no if I was the Knicks.
So there you go. Yeah.
No. That's why we need that Sabonis. Yeah. All right. I will take. Oh golly, gee.
Not that many people are playing today. So
they're not. Come on.
Keep our eye on the ball.
Don't they know that we are streaking? Let's see who we got going today. Ooh, oh, you know what I'm gonna do?
7 games.
You know what I'm gonna do? I am, because it's only one game into the streak. I am taking a player from the first game of the day. 3:40 start.
Ooh, that game?
Yes. I honestly.
What are you possibly taking?
I am gonna take
someone you've never heard of.
Well, I've never heard of. I'm taking from the Florida Marlins.
The Miami Marlins?
Them two. I'm taking Kyle Stowers.
Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
Let's go.
Okay.
Leads him in on-base percentage.
Oh, then that counts for something. I'm going to take Francisco Lindor of the Metropolitans.
We're going on a limb there.
Against the Dodgers.
Well, you got a streak going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got.
I'm at 4. Come on now. Chris?
Jacob Wilson.
Mr. Singles himself. They're back at home. They're much better. No, never mind.
Wow. They're horrible at home. What, a 90-19? Woof. Woof. Hey, if Jacob Wilson's nickname became Mr. Singles, is that a compliment or an insult? Because it's cool that you have a nickname, but also Mr. Singles.
The swinging single.
What if his nickname was Mr. Singles and he got but he got like a huge endorsement for Kraft American cheese?
Oh, you're gonna say from Pringles.
Or I mean, honest, Mr. Singles for Pringles. You could do that.
Pringles singles, like they sell them in ones.
Yes. Oh,
a single pack of Pringles.
They did that with the Takis, right? The super hot ones. Wasn't that a one?
Oh yeah.
And then Pringles should jump on that. You could do American cheese. You could do what is it? Tinder. Yeah. Singles. If I'm his agent, I'm tired of making other people money here, but if I'm his agent, I say, hey,
they know they call it a double in and out. Do they have a single? Or just a one patty?
Why is it a double? Why is it? Why is it just
two? Are there 2 Brett? No.
Why is it just a double?
Point.
Why? We got a break. Hey Siri, why does In-N-Out call their signature burger a double? Come on, lady.
Do you want me to use?
No. Yeah, yes, Siri, use ChatGPT. Why don't you just use ChatGPT anyways, dude?
The double at In-N-Out is called that because it features 2 hamburger patties and 2 slices of cheese. The name reflects the doubled amount of meat and cheese compared to the standard cheeseburger.
That's weak.
Double.
That's weak.
Not empty calories.
No, but that's just like, come on, man.
And then they don't call it a triple. It's a 3x3.
Right. Why not a triple? And how is it? Oh, I guess In-N-Out. Does In-N-Out even advertise? I've never seen an In-N-Out commercial. I've never seen a Tesla commercial. I've never seen an In-N-Out commercial. And they're like 2 of the biggest companies for their product out there. I've never seen it. Yeah. A double. Well, as I was going to say, why doesn't what a great endorsement for Sabonis. Leaves the league.
Yeah.
Right? I guess In-N-Out doesn't have to. They don't have to advertise.
They don't need a guy.
No, they don't need a guy. We'll take a break. When we come back, top of the hour. Speaking of the Giants and A's, we were talking about Mr. Singles. Let's look at the month of May. Wolf is right, Jason. We got some other things for you, too. We're back in just 2 minutos.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. So, a couple of little tiny breaking news. Tiny breaking news is nothing came. Yeah. Yes. The Utah Jazz have hired Boston Celtics the Boston Celtics assistant GM, as the franchise's president of basketball ops. This guy spent the last 14 years working in Boston's front office, including the last 6 in the current role. So there is a new president of basketball ops in Utah.
Care to say his name?
Huh? Oh, I don't even know what his name is. Let me look.
Maybe you've heard of him. Maybe not, though. Probably not. He's an assistant.
His name is Austin.
Oh, okay. Mr. Austin. Congrats.
Oh, no, his first name's Austin. It's not Mr. Austin.
Powers.
Austin, no. Texas.
Mm-hmm.
City limits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need one more.
Austin and Boston?
Massachusetts.
Austin, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm. Austin baked beans. Austin Red Sox.
No.
Austin Celtics.
Austin cream pie.
We need a legitimate Austin. We have, Tracy Austin. Was she a tennis player?
Yeah.
Tracy Austin, Austin City Limits, Austin, Texas,
Austin Powers,
and Austin Powers.
Jeez.
What?
Pathetic.
Give me a better Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, you know what? He's got it. I mean, look, I may not be wrestle guy, but so he take over for Tracy Austin?
He's like the number one.
Okay. Oh, wow. Austin. Oh. I smell a pole. Damn it.
You're on a roll today.
Dang it. Better Austin. Austin Powers or Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold's going to win that poll.
Well, only because people are dumb, but let's see how dumb they are.
How's the poll smell?
I just actually said it as better poll. Better Austin. I'm losing it. Better Austin. Austin Power. Let's
Isaac Austin.
Basketball player?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's Austin Ainge. Maybe it's not the same one, though. Do we know that Austin Ainge is related to Danny? Do we know that for a fact? Could be another Ainge. Could be of the Connecticut Ainge.
Could be another Ainge that was in Boston. It's now going to Utah. You're right.
Could be. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Danny's son is going to take over the. You know what? I say fine. I mean, obviously he was good enough in Boston to last.
Some people would have a problem if that was in other markets.
That is true. Hey, whatever. It's coming to Utah. All about family in Utah.
Family.
Bringing them over. The other breaking news, I said, tiny.
Breaking news. That's breaking news.
Anyway, Austin Reeves. Yeah, that takes over for Tracy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tracy. Is apparently In-N-Out used to advertise on this station. That's what a couple different texters are saying. And that they had a
Don't you remember the jingle? In and out. That's what a hamburger's all about. Something like that.
What?
Yeah. It just came to my head. I heard it. I remember that.
No way. Although
in and out. I think they said it twice. That's what a hamburger's all about. Yeah. I feel like that's a thing.
How are they advertising on this station? And we
pull up In-N-Out jingle.
In-N-Out jingle. And you're saying In-N-Out. That's what I have. Oh, Jason, I think you might have nailed it here, buddy, because that's exactly what the title of this is. All right, here it is. In-N-Out Burger theme song.
You'll remember it.
Here we go.
In-N-Out. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger's all about. That's what a hamburger's all about.
I should have remembered I was in the band.
I was going to say, you know what that sounds like? That is like a late 90s, early 2000s. It's not like Bowling for Soup, but that's it would not shock me at all if like Fountains of Wayne wrote that or something.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
It's like Fastball for one of them bands. Hey, well, there you go. Well, they don't advertise anymore. That's my save.
Did you remember the song?
I did once it started. I did once it started playing. Why didn't we ever get free In-N-Out stuff then? Hell's that all about? Look, I'm not gonna lie, I love In-N-Out.
This is the premium Garmin Duffel 45 liter by.
I got it.
Well, we used to. You worked nights, so it was in and then it was out.
Well, that's true. Wait, do we have any? I'm trying to think. I don't want to piss off any sponsors. I don't think. Do we have any burger places sponsoring us? I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think In-N-Out best fast food hamburger. Period. I do.
Fries?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. In-N-Out fries are fine if you eat them first immediately. Like out of they're actually really good.
First.
You have to.
Yeah. And then get the burgers.
And I've gotten them animal style before, which makes them better. But you have to eat them immediately. But
you have to do the fork, right?
100%. Yeah. You eat them with a fork. You have to if they're animal style. I would say fast food though. In-N-Out. I don't even know like what would like Carl's Jr. has a good burger.
Burger King's not bad.
I've
had it in forever.
Yeah, if you got like $20 for spent for Carl's Jr.
No, you're right about that. I'm not. Yeah, but like, does anyone? I hear some people like, "Oh, In-N-Out's trash." Like, really? Like, I get it's subjective.
Yeah,
but like, you grab a double animal style, or even just a double from In-N-Out,
tasty,
right? Like that's what
I had one on my trip going up to.
It's a hell of a meal.
Yeah.
Why do you think their lines are always out the door? You know, it's not because they're not expensive, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, I think actually they're pretty affordable. I mean,
everything's
too much nowadays.
I agree. Get out of here, people, with that. Anyways, the Giants entered May 19 and 12, and they went 13 and 14 in the month of May. Jason,
that's so hot.
That's under 500. That's a game under 500. They really it all started with the Twins, and we talked about that going in. You know, the Twins were one of those. Lookout teams that were getting healthy and good right before the Giants got there, and then they just ran through the Giants, started a nice streak. They lost their series to the Diamondbacks, the Royals, and the Tigers. Look, to be honest with you, those are 4 damn good teams.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks are probably.
We knew about the Royals. We talked about
talked about the Royals and that pitching staff. Tigers are one of the top 4 best teams in baseball. I think it rotates between the Mets, the Yankees, the Tigers, and the Dodgers. Kind of been all rotating at the top of the power rankings with the Phillies in there as well, to be fair. That's a pretty tough schedule. And as we enter June. Hello, June. As we enter June, the Giants are right on the edge.
Yep, tied for that last wild card spot.
Yeah, the wild card situation. So I think you're looking at a team that's going to be buyers, unless something crazy happens between now and the trade deadline, which it could.
Mm-hmm.
They need offense, dude. Their bullpen is filthy. Robbie Ray has been a revelation starting. Logan Webb is always good. Verlander's coming back from his I'm not saying it's perfect. You can always use another arm, but the pitching ain't the problem.
Right.
Dude. It is their offense that has just been kind of stinky poo lately. Even yesterday, they won 4-2, but they scored 4. Then they scored 0. Then they scored 2. 3, 1, 1, 3, 0, 4, 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, 9. Last time they scored more than 4 runs in a game was against the A's on May 16th. Right? They need a bat. And part of the problem, we talked about this last week, part of the problem is Willie Adames has been lame.
Right.
Just
that was their big signing, and
7 years. Yeah. So what if you're an optimist, which I am not, but if you were, the glass half full side to look at it is, wow, they might get themselves a bat if Willie Adames can turn it around, because he's done nothing.
Right.
So if Adames can just bat his averages, that's like picking up a bat all of a sudden. Now, if you add somebody else to kind of come in there and do something, but I think this is too good of a team at this point. They've established it's not fluky. That staff is filthy. And by the way, pitching, as we've seen before, it's like defense wins championships in basketball. Pitching wins World Series. That pitching, if they get in the playoffs and the pitchers get hot.
Right. That's what you want. You want a bullpen and a starting staff that can, dominate a series. And I think they've got that ability, but you do want some hit. I mean, they got to address that.
They have to. It would be a shame if they didn't. I imagine that Buster Posey and his team are already, if you will, looking for that. Now, on the other side of the coin, you have the A's, and they entered May 16 and 15, and then in May, it just didn't work.
Yeah, the beginning part of May when 4 of their first 5, and I remember being at that day game against Seattle at home. So had they won that game, they would have been in a tie for first. They had a bad loss. They lost the game. You're like, all right. But then came in the Yankees and the Giants and the Philly. I mean, just series after series after series, and they just completely fell off the mountain.
What was it, May? I've got this almost committed to memory. I think it was May 6th, 7-6 against the Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
As we talked about, they were right there in line for first, and they've won 1 game since.
Yeah.
That's not good, Jason Ross. Well,
they still got Jacob Wilson. That's about it.
So this is interesting. Maybe there's a way. Because if I am Buster Posey, first off, I'm devastatingly handsome and super smart, and I went to an amazing school. Maybe I give the A's a call.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Looking for one of their bats?
Mm-hmm. Say, hey, how can we save you some money? Like the A's at this point they're the carcass the vultures are looking at. They're all looking at them. Mason Miller, Brent Rooker just signed his new deal. How great would look, I know what I'm doing being a Giants fan saying this. I hate when other teams do this to my teams, but business is business, man. If you're the Giants, you need a bat.
If you're the A's, you need pitching.
Yeah. And you also
bullpen,
need prospects, something.
Yeah.
So maybe you're looking at a Brent Rooker. Maybe you're looking at a Larry Butler. Maybe you're looking at a Shea Langoliers. Saying what's going to take? Because I'll tell you right now, you put one of those guys in the Giants lineup, that's going to be incredibly welcome. And maybe you're able to give the A's something. Give them a starter. Give them something. Give them some draft capital. Something. Minor leaguers draft capital. Listen to the NBA day. Something that makes sense and isn't going to cost them any money. Maybe you say, hey, we'll take Man, I wonder what the rules are. You know, they signed Luis Severino and a couple other guys because they had to get. Are they allowed to deal them off now and still get the money? Does that money get all like? Because if that's the case, then maybe they say, check it out. We want Rooker and we'll give you something, but we'll take Severino off your hands too,
right?
Just so you can get out of that $20 million contract if they already got paid. We'll take a break. This is a 30-second break. When we come back, what's coming up in the month of June for you? And also, don't forget, we have the NBA playoffs. Finals, starting Thursday in Oklahoma City, and that fan base is to me the closest in the NBA when it comes to energy that the Kings are. That Kings fan base, the energy is going to be off the chart on Thursday, and the energy a lot of you are going to be using this summer. Look, we've already had 2 100-degree days, and that was before June. Just wait till July, August, and the first half of September. Blech. Not cool, man. Not cool at all. I mean, literally not cool, like actually super hot. So why not get your $24.50 tune-up from American Energy Heating and Air? Get it now, right meow. That's half off. Compare that to other air quote deals going on right now from other HVAC places. It don't compare to them. It doesn't. Oh, and if you need something, you need a new air conditioning unit, that's cool. Up to $3,500 off, rebate-wise, selected specific units. But they'll also do the work for you, too. In a way that gives them the A+ with the Better Business Bureau. The reason why they've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. Give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break. 30 seconds. When we come back, what's ahead in June? We'll do it next.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Hey, what's coming up in June? Well, June's an interesting sports month. Because it's like, well, you know, you got the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
That really is about, you know, what else is there? There's baseball.
U.S. Open. Golf.
That's a big deal.
You like that?
For you know, but I'm a golf guy.
Yeah.
I understand why, you know, a lot of people listening right now are like, golf. Last year was great with DeChambeau winning it. That was fun for lots of people. Jason, if something starts on the 30th of June but goes into July, do you count it?
Is that Wimbledon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Wimbledon's coming up.
What's the game of tennis?
The French Open still going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into June.
Roland Garros.
Yes.
Which do you count as June more? Something that has the finals in June or the beginning of it in June? Probably the French Open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, March Madness ends in April.
Well, great point right there. It's April Madness.
Not at all. No, they don't say that at all.
I know. That's not we can say that on the air in commercials even. Probably.
You have the Gold Cup and the FIFA World Cup.
Okay, this is interesting.
FIFA Club World Cup.
Club World Cup, yeah, because the World Cup
FIFA
is
Club.
That's the countries. This is the clubs themselves. I was reading something on this. I found it interesting. See, Major League Soccer, the players are really pissed about this, right? Specifically, well, players in general are pissed because FIFA just added this whole moneymaker. America's going to host it. That's the cash cow. That's the golden goose there.
Cash grab.
Really is. And the players are like, guys, we start our season in August and end it in May. Like, it's like school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have
no time off.
And now you got all these legit, serious, like actual soccer clubs, Europe and all that. that are like, we have no time off, and we have to do. It's not like we just start the season. There's a training camp. There's a whole thing. We've got Huddersfield's got theirs in Austria coming up in July. It's a commitment.
Oh, they made the Club World Cup?
No, their training camp. Thanks a lot, Chris. Yeah, how'd you guys do in the Premier League?
Third.
Yeah, third.
After losing almost all of November and December.
Third. That's why Kevin De Bruyne left.
Yeah,
I've had enough of this losing. So MLS, this is funny though. Chris and I will be on the same side here. Well, maybe we won't.
Probably not.
Probably not. So, and Major League Soccer players want more money for participating in the FIFA World Cup later this month, but they say they've gotten pushback from the league. So, Sounders players wore shirts with the phrases "Club World Cup cash grab," "Club World cash grab." Thank you. That's it. And
this seems like a cash grab.
Because they're demanding a fair share of the Club World Cup prize money. The World Cup, Club World Cup again. It's got a $1 billion prize pool. Okay, $475 million dispersed based on performance, $525 given to participating teams. The winner takes home at least $125 million. MLS teams will make at least $9.5 million just for participating, while wins each stage will only drive up possible earnings. Inter Miami, LAFC,
Inter Miami, which really didn't earn their.
Well, let's get to that in a second here. And Seattle will all be in there. However, MLS players earn 50% of money earned from outside tournaments, and that's capped at $1 million, according to the league's collective bargaining agreement. So the Players Association said, "Hey, look, we're united with Seattle," and MLS is like, "Yeah, we don't really care at all." And really, honestly, it's hilarious because there's like no leverage. People always love to jump up and down on the WNBA for demanding more money, and they're like, "You're losing money. What are you doing?" And
right.
It's become a big political thing.
They're not losing money.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's become this big gross thing. This is really like, here's the thing: you have no competitive. I don't think they care, but I don't know what first off, MLS is a scam run by, and we'll get to that a little bit later with his point, Chris's point about they basically did everything they could and changed the rules and let it all come out at the last minute once Inter Miami finally got in a position to where they could qualify somehow. So they ended up having them qualify through some like mid-season cup because they want Lionel Messi in there is basically the whole thing. Right. You couldn't do this. MLS couldn't do this without having Messi in there. But I guess the response that I would say to the Sounders and all that, this isn't fair, but it's like, oh, you don't want to play? Okay, cool. Don't. Literally nobody's going to miss you. Nobody's.
Yeah, if I was a Sounders player, I wouldn't play in the club.
They have no leverage. It
would mess up the schedule.
No, they'll just go replace them with somebody else from somewhere else.
But we'll replace them with another team.
Yeah, why not?
Well, if they're
nobody cares about MLS teams playing in this cup, except nobody cares. They have no leverage.
I agree. So if they don't, then don't play.
That's what we agree.
You're saying the same thing.
I'm with you. There is literally one, well, I wouldn't say team in MLS that carries any sort of weight, and that's obviously Messi in Miami. That's just the facts.
And I'm guessing he's got something in his contract where he's making more than
100,000 trillion%. They're like, and that's the whole thing. It's like the player. I hate to do this. I'm not trying to be a D-bag about it, but the Sounders players are wearing a shirt that says, "Give us our fair share," and the answer is okay. We can play that game if you want. Do you want your fair share? Let's look at who you're going to draw versus Manchester City or any of the. Let's see what your fair share is, because I'll tell you right now, it's less than what you're getting paid. You're basically being doctored in.
Here's a problem I have a lot, though. What? When you're saying all this, well, then are the Sounders not getting the money that they're being promised?
What do you mean the Sounders, the club itself?
Yeah. They're getting that money?
Oh, for sure.
So why do they earn it, but the players don't?
No, I'm with you. I'm saying when I say the Sounders players, I'm including the franchise itself. Like, nobody cares if the Sounders are in this turn. In fact, dare I say, most international soccer fans would rather have probably 40 other teams in this thing. Let me put it this way. If you gave a choice to the world, if you did a poll on Twitter between the Seattle Sounders or, hold on here, Leyton Orient of English League One, I'll bet you Leyton Orient wins.
Nah, I'd want Souther's.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh? I don't want another London team in there.
That's you. I'm saying worldwide, I feel like it might be a little different. The international view on American soccer is a giant LOL. Like, that's cute. That's cute. And this thing's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Is it?
I think it is.
No, I've been talking about it for decades.
No, but I've seen the thing where they've had to come down. Part of the ticket issue is that they jacked these prices up so high to start, and FIFA had to come down on these prices because they weren't selling here. But once this thing gets going, and we've seen it before, we see it whenever these teams come over here. It's not like this country won't support soccer. They want good soccer. Okay. Let me see here. Let me try to think this out.
Think it out. Think it through.
Well, because it's going to piss some people off, and I don't mean to piss people off. I really
Doing
don't.
a fantastic job.
I know. I think you can draw a line between the struggles MLS has and the struggles the WNBA has. I think for a lot of people in this country specifically, it speaks to a very specific thing. They want to see the best of the best playing that sport at the best level.
WNBA got a better TV deal
than MLS.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. The MLS signed a horrible deal. When people ask me about WNBA, why I can't get into it as much as I should, I enjoy a handful of WNBA games a year. I think the Caitlin Clark thing is insane. I love the rivalry between her and Angel Reese. I think Asia Wilson is I'm not that guy.
Right.
I personally want to see the best of the best, not the best women, not the best men. I want to see the best of the best. It's why I don't watch high school basketball. I don't watch AAA baseball. They're amazing. It doesn't interest me.
Mm-hmm.
I watch College World Series. That's if Florida State's in it because I'm into Florida State. That's it. It has nothing to do with the WNBA being women. It truly doesn't. It has to do with the fact that they, in my opinion, are not on par with the NBA when it comes to how good they are. It's not remotely close. It has nothing to do with sex. It has everything to do with base athleticism and talent. I'm more in you're being misogynist. No, I'm not. Give me a sport. I think women's gymnastics are 500 times better than men's gymnastics. Can I explain that? Are the men better athletically? Can they lift more? Can they run faster? Yes and yes, of course they can. But there's something I think that's like, who's your favorite male gymnast of all time? Okay, same. I don't know, but I can tell you Mary Lou Retton's my favorite.
And Isn't there a Ham gymnast?
A what?
Ham?
Like James?
Like his last name is Ham?
Oh, maybe.
John
Ham?
John Ham.
Nadia Comaneci before Mary Lou Retton, on and on. It has nothing to do with that. It's the same thing with, and I think MLS is the same problem. We don't want to watch great value soccer, which is what we have over here. No offense to any of our teams. I'm just saying, look, the Sac Republic are awesome. They're freaking awesome, dude. I talk to people over in England, the ones that aren't just automatically dismissive. They say that MLS teams, and I would count Republic is on the lower third of MLS, but still, they're very good. They beat MLS teams regularly in tournaments. MLS itself is on par somewhere between, so you have Premier League, Championship League, League One, League Two. Somewhere in the neighborhood of League One, League Two.
Ooh, no.
Is MLS teams on the whole.
Huh?
MLS team. I'm saying
I wouldn't put an MLS team in League One. That's wild.
Oh, I don't think
too high or too low.
You think that's too low?
That's way too low.
I don't think they'd be.
Like if you're counting USL teams, then okay. But if you're talking about MLS teams, no.
I'm counting them all. I'm saying I think at best MLS teams would be lower third of the championship. At best, which is second tier English soccer.
But not League Two.
Well, League Two's, I'm sorry, or excuse me, lower third of League One. I apologize.
Okay, all right.
Siri, dude, I'm telling you, dude. And that's what they think too. I don't understand. Okay, Siri, what I'm trying to say here. And I know we're over the line here. Chris, anytime you see these teams come over here, the Bayerns, the Uniteds, the Cities, Arsenal, Liverpool. Anytime you see these top flight teams come over here, dude, they sell out like freaking Coldplay in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Except when they come over, there's usually about 8, 9, 10. Now we're talking about 32.
But they're also playing a bunch of friendlies against, teams for sure, but friendlies. You're talking about the best of the best clubs in the world.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you're not seeing sold out football stadiums.
It'll be interesting to see. I know that final is going to be sold out. My goodness gracious, that's going to be insane. We'll take
against Monterrey and
I'm sure when we return, what to watch. And there's some stuff to watch. There is some stuff to watch. Before we get to crosstalk with Alan Stiles, we'll do all that right after this.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday, back to the work week grind. Looking at sunshine and temperatures cool for the morning. As we get into the afternoon, it's going to run a little warmer today as highs will peak in the lower 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they
fix that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys. And I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
An Australian hiker travels to the American West to walk a wilderness trail.
Wasn't afraid to be out on his own.
But Eric Robinson vanished in the high Uinta Mountains.
I remember thinking, Eric, what were you thinking, mate?
I'm Dave Cawley. Join me on my podcast, Uinta Triangle, where I travel the world to answer the question, what happened to Eric Robinson? Follow Uinta Triangle. That's UINTA Triangle on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
I know we got what to watch coming up here in just a moment. Hey, Chris, did you by chance see any of the college softball yesterday?
I did not. The only thing I saw was the pitcher that threw the pitch through a dirt clod.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Did you see that? The pitcher that threw the dirt?
Dirt kicked off of her foot or whatever.
Off her cleat. And it like when you see the pitch live, you see it's like a strike and the catcher catches it and then like shields her eyes. You're like, wait, what happened?
What did happen?
Well, like Chris said, so the pitcher's doing the motion and then you realize I think the analyst said, well, sometimes some dirt comes off the ball and maybe that's what happened. Well, what actually happened was dirt kicked up off her cleat. So the dirt clod is in the air. But she throws the ball right through the dirt clod. It's almost like Randy Johnson.
With it?
Yeah, and then part of it shoots into her eye.
Wow.
Like, wow. But no, I was going to say, did you happen to see the end of? You probably didn't either. But it was UCLA Tennessee yesterday in college softball.
I did not.
So the way the game was potentially going to end, Tennessee and UCLA was an elimination game. Tennessee was up 2 runs in the top of the 7th. They played 7 innings. UCLA was down to their last out. They get a single. All right, a little bit of hope alive. Next batter hits a home run. So they tie it. Problem was she rounds first, rounds second, rounds third, and everybody's waiting for her at home.
Yeah, I did see this, yeah.
She missed home plate.
Why?
Well, because everybody's there. Like, she's so excited, she jumps, but she kind of skids her one foot and then jumps, and she looks like she definitely misses it. And the next batter was looking and kind of saw it and said, like, escorted her right back to the plate. She touched the plate. Well, I guess Tennessee challenged that, and it was like a 15-minute review, and they went through all this stuff. You could see people reading the rule books and everything, because I think they were saying you can't be escorted back to the plate if it's by a base coach or a base runner. Now, there's 20 people around her.
Yeah.
But it was the next batter that brought her back. Anyway, long story short on that, so it's either going to be the tie game or ending UCLA season, because that would have been the third out of the last inning. They said the call was upheld. She did miss home plate, but you can't challenge like the assistance part. Like they were like, according to rule G or appendage G, whatever. Anyway, Tennessee ended up winning in extra innings anyhow, but I was like, imagine losing.
Oh my God.
By hitting a game tying home run and missing home plate. But
how does she feel?
The wait for the 13-minute review was, she was like, it's a mess, but it all worked out for Tennessee. They won anyway.
What was I going to tell you too? I had something else for you. Oh, let me thank, before I forget, I want to thank Timber Creek.
Oh, yeah, you played yesterday.
Yeah,
you came back.
Yeah, I did. Dude, I got home. I walked in the door at 1:43 in the morning.
Okay.
I looked. I started flying. I got to Heathrow at I got to Heathrow at 10 a.m., which is 2 a.m. America time.
Okay.
And I walked in the door at 1. I was just under 24 hours straight of traveling.
Wow.
I'm just like the tiredest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, bro. I was way too tired.
So are you either great golfing or terrible, or somewhere in between, I guess?
Yeah, I was somewhere in between. I had some great shots.
Okay.
I had some really good shots. But weird thing is like I went to sleep and then I popped right up at 6 a.m. So I got 4 hours of sleep. Yeah. I popped right up.
What was your tea time?
10 a.m. Did that. And then.
When you sleep till like 8:30 or 9?
I woke up.
You were up, yeah.
And then my wife was like, go upstairs and take a nap. I'm like, okay, I'll go upstairs. I couldn't fall asleep.
Oh.
I went to bed last night like 10 p.m. Dude, coming back is so much easier than going there. I go over there. It's like, bloop. I wake up at like 2 a.m. and I'm up for 3 hours. Because back here, you just have to stay up till the end of the day and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
Over there, it's time to go to sleep. Okay, it's 10 p.m. England time. I got to go to sleep. Well, hold on. It's 2 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
I can't fall asleep. And now I'm rolling around in bed for 4 hours and I'm jacked the whole week, right? Anyways, point is, thank you to Timber Creek, who I, of course, endorse here, but also my parents lived there. Got there, and they have this great Strixon deal I've been talking about. And guys over there let me try those balls out over the weekend. Had a couple boxes ready, which is super cool swag. And then we just go out there, play with my wife and friends. It's just such a. Have you played there?
I have.
Okay, it's just so wide open.
I think only once or twice, but I really liked it.
We should go out there.
Yeah.
Seriously, you got to come. It's so wide open. It's not that jammed up at all, even on busy days like Sundays. And like if you hit a bad shot, you're going to hit a bad shot and pay for it. But like it's just. The fairways are so open, and so if you're a golfer at our level and you're a little better than me, it's a very forgiving course, and they're always just super cool out there. So shout out! I did want to give them a shout out. There's one other thing I wanted to do as well. Did I just save this? I saw this during the break. Dang it, Jason! I really need to be more organized. I thought this is really cool. The late Craig Sager, his wife Stacy revealed that he collected every mic flag for every single different mic flag throughout his career. I didn't even know he ever did anything for CNN, but there's a CNN mic flag, TBS, CBS, TNT, obviously. There's others in here. I know Good Morning America. What a cool collection of things to have for a journalist. I've never WCAT, Braves. What a cool collection, man. I still sometimes I can't believe Craig Sager's got.
Wasn't that? Am I mixing memories here? Wasn't he? Let me look this up because I don't want to be wrong on this one. If I had it, yeah, Craig Sager was like at home plate for Hank Aaron. Remember when those guys are running?
Yeah,
on the head, like he's there to interview him. Like, look that one up. Like,
no way.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one time. Going, wait, is that Craig Sager
for Aaron?
Yes,
he's that old.
I'm like 75.
Hey, Craig Sager is not 75. Let's see, Craig Sager, Hank Aaron. Wow, I didn't. Here's a story. It's 5 minutes, but
but isn't he at home plate or something? I mean, I feel like.
Let me see here, Craig Sager. Home plate. Hello, everybody.
I know.
I know what.
Maybe it's someone that looked like Craig Sager. I could have sworn it was him.
Craig Sager was the first to interview Hank Aaron after 7.
Oh, look, they had his picture up on that
15. Oh my God! It's like a Beatles-haired, tiny young baby Craig Sager.
Yeah.
There you can see him at the big gathering. A 22-year-old Craig Sager, a reporter for WSPB in Sarasota, Florida, that carried Braves games in 1974. He was there. He said, quote, "I just knew he was going to do it that day. My boss told me, well, you can go, but you better be back by drive time tomorrow or you're fired." So what is that? What did I say? Sarasota, Florida?
Yeah.
Sarasota, Florida, Jason Ross.
To Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's just take a good look at all Google Maps here before we go to break.
6 hours.
You ever been to? Okay, I'm going to say.
I'm guessing.
Okay, I'm going to say 2.5. I think it's closer. And
I'm thinking of Louisiana.
Maybe you're right. Who knows? Atlanta, Georgia.
It's probably not that far.
You got to guess how far Sarasota, Florida is from Atlanta?
300 miles.
How many hours, minutes?
4 hours.
4 hours. You said what?
6.
I said like 2.5. 7 hours and 14
Ooh,
minutes.
we did tell him to get back by drive time.
And he did. Or maybe he didn't. He was fired. He went on to do his thing. Whatever.
And mark my words, Mr. Sager, you'll never make it in this business.
You'll never work in this town again.
Especially with those funny coats you have.
By the way, Craig Sager went on to work for TBS and TNT. Where are they located? Oh, Atlanta. Maybe he got fired.
And then ran into elevator Ernie Johnson.
No, he ran into elevator Ted Turner. And Teddy Ballgame was like,
I like the cut of your jib there.
I like the cut of your jib, kid. What say you come work for me, see?
Is that Ted Turner?
That's exactly what he sounds like. Hey, Sags, why don't you come work for me? I said, you know what you should do? You got to get yourself a gimmick, Sags. Why don't you wear yourself some sort of overcoat or something? Look good. Oh, it's not a bad idea, Ted. Yeah. Come join me for some brandies. See? Let's take a break. That's exactly how it went.
Yeah.
When we come back, hey, Kyle's wearing a Feel the Roar shirt. That's old school. When we come back, we'll cross talk with Alan Stiles. We'll do celebrity birthdays and wrap up the program right out of the house.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-212-2828. 800-212-2828. That's 800-212-2828.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, when the A's broke their losing streak to finish the last homestand, it was a special day for Logan Davidson and Willie MacIver. Each guy got his first major league hit. And for MacIver, who grew up an A's fan, he drove in the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th inning and threw out the potential tying run to end the game. A storybook finish to a special afternoon. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason
hey, what are you guys doing? Shrug? Or is that did we start early?
Maybe it was the Michael Jordan.
Maybe
Hit so many threes.
He's so on fire right now. He's just kind of shaking his head. I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't do crosstalk anymore.
Maybe
it's me.
He was pretty much, I think he was on time for every crosstalk last week. I'm not going to lie, which is pretty amazing. He had a great finish on Friday.
How was Friday Fun and Games, by the way?
That was good.
What'd you guys do?
We did the how many can you name in the thing? Ooh, somebody dropped chips on his chair.
He's in a mood.
He's in a mood. Even though he's all
sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. But
Hi, Alan.
Hey, Alan, welcome in.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
He's all suited and booted with his Sacktown Sports.
It's my go-to when I'm just not sure.
That feels like an older one, like before you got here, older.
Yeah, I have this one, and then I got the purple.
Very
Purple.
cool. You know, what was the
and a peach?
And a peach.
James, just call me James.
James and the Giant. Peach. Well, James. And
I just didn't know what was going on. I walked.
I mean,
in. Well,
looks giant in his hands.
I was. Are you talking about me?
Wow.
I walk in.
Yeah.
You hadn't broke yet. You're over time. So I go to speak with someone, and then everyone, well, where's Alan? Oh, Alan was here.
Well, I mean, generally, Alan, around
not gonna
9:43 every day, we do crosstalk. Sometimes give or take a minute, but we told you before, you're always welcome to
give or take.
You can come right in.
Give or take.
Let me ask something.
Take.
When you reach the two roads diverged in Yellowwood, okay, the left fork is go
Take
talk
the
to
fork.
somebody.
Are you eating those dill pickles?
I didn't even know those were there.
I've been housing those.
Oh,
but it's open.
No, I haven't.
I didn't open.
I
You
literally
should try one because you like dill
I
pickle.
just now noticed those were there. I swear to
I
God.
never
Dang
seen
it.
But when the left side is go talk to
Dave will like
somebody,
those.
and the right side is go inside and sit with Jason and Dave and sit down for crosstalk. Why choose the left path?
Because I was here.
But why didn't you just come in?
You guys are. Chris was talking
Yeah.
and doing some type of accent.
Well, just for the record, I'll say again, for the many times I've said it, you are more than welcome to come in here whenever you want, and it will probably distract us, but in all the good ways.
Okay.
You are more than welcome. That is your chair.
Good to know.
You can come, Alan. You could come in at 8:15 and sit through the rest of the show if you wanted.
Thanks.
We'd be fine with it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Also, Whitey did a new song if you want to play it during your show. Chris has it about the Kings. It's not a bit. I mean, seriously, he did.
Is it really about the Kings?
Yeah, that's a great point. It's about Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, it's a really crowded show.
Oh.
We'll see if we can get to
Oh.
See, that's why he gave it to us.
Aha.
because I wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
I'm
Because we're team
I'm
players.
so tired of this Halliburton thing. Give it a rest, man.
Are you?
What would have happened? Who cares, man?
Man, if only you were here in 2000.
Yeah. Who cares?
Oh, I care.
It's not that we don't care, but how many times are we going to just rejuice this?
Beat a dead horse? Can I
How
present
many
to you an
times?
alternative that everyone's going to side with you and no one's going to side with me?
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's pretty attractive, right? Like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
definitely the minority. I want to talk about it every day. I want it talked about so much.
You talk about the Clippers and SGA?
I don't care about the Clippers or SGA. I care about the Kings. I want this team to be so afraid of doing anything of this way they think, the way they've historically. I want them to be petrified at repeating history, and I want this fan base to hold them accountable.
No, I agree with that. I think we are getting to a point. I know we got to get to.
Yeah, we do. God,
I just think we're getting to a point where the hindsight is changing a bit, where people are saying, even if it wasn't De'Aaron, they should have thrown on another first rounder.
Oh, I agree with you there.
Now, let's
agree.
not do that.
No, I 100% agree with you. And as Jason and I talked about it, like, they're leaving out the context after the trade.
Yes, and nobody thought that Halliburton was worth doing all of that to keep at that time. So you could say, oh, we should have held on to him, whatever, but who cares? We should have given, if it was De'Aaron, we should have given up all this. Let's not do that. All right, I'm done.
All right, celebrity birthdays brought to you by Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey, you passed up on multiple generational superstars? Don't worry about it. Here's a crumble cookie. Tastes like Hall of Fame. Back to you.
Happy birthday, Dana Carvey.
I'm not going to like this one.
What is that special?
Yeah. That was that's actually Mike Myers.
Did great, Biden.
Dana Carvey is 71. God, I didn't realize I didn't realize he was that old.
68.
64.
Ooh, Chris Roulette's the closest. He's 60.
Dave is the closest.
Oh,
wow.
70.
Whoa.
I didn't think you'd get that.
Thank you.
That one stunned me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, he is. Who's he dating again?
Dating?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oscar winner?
No, you're talking about Martin.
Oh, Martin Short.
Martin
That's
Short,
what I'm thinking.
yeah.
I always get them
Meryl
confused.
Streep and Martin Short are
Shorter?
Or they're streaming together. Sorry.
Happy birthday, Wayne Brady.
It's actually really funny. You guys go back and watch the replay. That was really funny. Is Wayne Brady going to have a birthday? I think he is. Wayne Brady is. Get it? It's from the Chappelle Show. Okay.
Never heard of it.
Wayne Brady. 55.
He's had a bunch of birthdays.
Has he?
Brady Bunch.
You know what they say?
What?
No, I don't. I do not know what they say, dude.
I think he's older than he looks. 57.
58.
Dave's closest, 53.
You guys even going to play today? You going to play today?
Chris,
Huh?
this is for you. Happy birthday, Sergio Aguero.
Ha.
You better get it right on.
37.
You guys going to agree, disagree?
Nope.
That's his guy.
He's 36.
38.
Wow, poor
We have a
Chris.
correct answer. It's Christopher Laud, 37.
I had to take a
Happy
shot.
birthday to, let's go with, Hats for Bats, Joe Boo, Dennis Haysbert.
I'm going to hate this one, too. Dennis Haysbert is also 71.
He's an All-State guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the all-state guy. He was the president on 24. Kiefer Sutherland.
70.
He is 68.
I definitely won this one because he's either 71 or older.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Carmichael Dave.
God
71.
dang. You guys even play today?
I did. I got Sergio Aguero right.
No, that doesn't count. All right, Alan. What's coming up on the show today?
A lot.
Yeah?
DeMontis Sabonis headed to the 6.
What?
Toronto.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Odds-on favorite.
Yeah, and Tyrese Halliburton. Should they have done the trade or not?
Give me one thing people need to pay attention to on today's show.
So I would say.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it.